Day while you're barbecuing, while you're enjoying your feast on stolen land, remember to thank a Native American. Because a lot of people like to forget, Native Americans have been fighting in America's wars since the early 1700s, since the Revolutionary War, Civil War, World War I, World War II, to all the way to the Navajo Code Talkers, even into Vietnam, even to the modern age. But the sad thing about that is Native Americans weren't even viewed as human beings or actual citizens until the early 1900s. This Memorial Day, don't forget the Native American lives that were put down for America. This Memorial Day, while you're barbecuing, while you're enjoying your feast on stolen land, remember to thank a Native American. Because a lot of people like to forget, Native Americans have been fighting in America's wars since the early 1700s, since the Revolutionary War, Civil War, World War I, World War II, to all the way to the Navajo Code Talkers, even into Vietnam, even to the modern age. But the sad thing about that is Native Americans weren't even
an officer of 1,000 car yards from ISUPK reservations. I just wanted to touch on the situation real quick with this Gabby Petito, if I'm saying her name correctly. Because, of course, it's a global, damn near a global, when they oppress a Caucasian person, especially if it's a woman, it goes global. It's international news. Everyone will be out there looking for this woman or this person. Now, I'm not here to downplay what this situation is. It's sad. It's a horrible situation. No one should have to worry about whether their loved one is missing. But the reason I'm here is to point the finger at America. So America knew that we had missing indigenous women on the reservation. We on ISUPK Res have been talking about it for months. For the last 2 years, since we had our official YouTube channel and Facebook, all we've been talking about are indigenous women, our missing indigenous sisters. Our sisters have been stolen off reservations, over 20,000, damn near I believe in the 30,000s now. We lost count of how many of our sisters have gone missing, how many of our beloved ones gone missing, many children as well. And a lot of us want to wonder where they've been, where they're going. We're being kidnapped and murdered. A lot of them are being kidnapped and put into sex trafficking. And the reason for it is because the Native American Indian reservations, the reservations that the res, we don't have no protection. First, we don't have good leaders. We don't have leadership to protect us. All our chiefs and councils are corrupt. They're stealing our money. They're stealing everything that we put to try to build up reservations. That's why many of our reservations are in poverty. Many of us in the Navajo Nation still ain't got running water. That way, so many of us suffered without medical aid during the whole COVID-19 because our leaders failed us on the reservation, man. We have poor leadership, just like it says in the Bible. Our leaders are dumb dogs. Meaning what? If you got a smart dog, if someone comes to your door to try to do you harm, your dog's going to bark. Your dog's going to alarm you. But our leaders are dumb dogs. Meaning when someone comes to our door and trying to do us harm, they don't give a damn. Why? Because they got their bone. They get their money. They steal it from us. They steal everything that we need, and our leadership just lets us rot and die. That's why so many missing sisters have gone missing. That's why so many of our children have gone missing and been molested. Molestation, depression is all throughout the reservations. Why is that? Because in the North American Indian reservation, in the North American Indian community, so-called North American Indians, I'm saying, of course, because, of course, we don't know that we are the true people, the Israelites, the true Israelites of antiquity. We are the Gadites, according to the Bible. We've been missing. We're not even before the 21st century, back into the 20th century, we've been still being stolen off our reservations. But why does no one talk about it? Why does no one talk about police brutality of us being number one in the police killing statistics? Why does no one talk about that? Why? Because we're what you considered a blind minority. We are viewed as a blind minority, meaning what? Because we belong to these sovereign states or these sovereign nations that they want to tell us that we belong to, that we have these freedoms, which are really just a lie. We aren't really on the statistics as the so-called African Americans, which is our brothers as well, the Hispanics, because we belong to a sovereign nation within the United States. That's why it's so easy for all these rednecks and these KKK and all these damn nationalists, these damn white supremacists to come and murder us and slaughter us on our reservation. And most importantly, the North American Indian Reservation does not have the protection of the Lord. Meaning what? The North American Indians, we are Israelites. That's our culture. All the culture that we think, the braids, the fringes we wear, all that, even the beadwork, all that goes back to the time of the Bible. Why don't we know that? Because our culture has been stolen from us. The headpieces we wear, and you see me wearing right now, all of this is found in the Bible. All of this comes from the Bible. But why we don't know that? Because everything been stolen from us. Now we not only do we not have the protection of leadership, but we don't have the protection of our own God. Because we want to get high, because we want to deal drugs, because we want to be homosexuals. And overall, it's because you don't have a man named Commanding General Yohana in charge of the reservation. Commanding General Yohana is the one leader for the Native American Indians. Commanding General Yohana will have soldiers. The Hebrew Academy covers. These are men of war up in here. We train brothers in here to be defenders of their households and defenders of their family and defenders of this body. Well, guess what? The Native American Indian Reservation. So let Commanding General Yohana take a hold of it. Man, there'd be nothing but men. And these covers you see right here, protecting the reservation every single day and night. There would be no more stolen sisters. But what we have to do as a people, as the so-called North American Indians, as the natives of the Americas, is we have to turn back to our God, and we have to turn back to loving our brothers. Who is our brothers? So-called black man, the Hispanic man. You see the Haitian brothers are warring at it right now at the border, trying to get some salvation. Their damn country is in a damn bloodshed because of America, and they're trying to get some refuge, man. Just like the damn Afghanistanis. They don't love us, man. They don't love the Haitians, just like they don't love the Native Americans. They don't love the Native Americans, just like they don't love the Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, the Guatemalans, the black man. Why is that? Because we're all one family. We're all brothers. We're all going through this hell together. Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, let's get ourselves together. Let's join together under one body, under one West ISUPK. And let's find these sisters. Let's put an end to this missing indigenous women. I'm tired of seeing this hashtag. I've been seeing it damn near for the last 5 years. Hashtag missing indigenous women. Hashtag missing. I'm tired of seeing it. I want to see some results. And the way you're going to do it is by putting ISUPK in charge. I'm telling you right now. That's how you're going to do it. That I'm Priest and Officer of 1,000 Karyaj Bungad. Make sure you check out ISUPK Res, ISUPK Reservations. We're bringing the truth nonstop every single day to all so-called North American Indians. Share this out. Get this on every res. You got any questions, want to get us on our reservation, on your reservation, give us a call. We got our number up on our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube. Email us. Come on, let's build together. Let's get this nation back on track. With that, shalom.
Brown, we're close. We're much closer than we are divided. What is it? Farther apart, man. We think we're two separate people when we're really brothers and sisters, man. We're really cousins. And that's what we need to understand, man. You let this oppressor come in and try to make you think they're a separate race from you. They try to make you think that because you're lighter complected, you're better than them. You understand? And then vice versa, right? They teach the saying that because we're lighter complected, we're watered down and we're not full-blooded, whatever. That this oppressor has pitted both of us against one another when we were really tight with one another, man, as what this showed with the indigenous community, with the Mexican community, and with the black community, man. Black and brown, we're close. We're much closer than we are divided. What is it? Farther apart, man. We think we're two separate people when we're really brothers and sisters, man. We're really cousins. And that's what we need to understand, man. You let this oppressor come in and try to make you think they're a separate race from you. They try to make you think that because you're lighter complected, you're better than them. You understand?
Today you have, we blame each other for this and that, right? But who benefits off the hatred that we have for one another. The oppressor.
Right.
The oppressor is the one who benefits off the hatred that we have for one another, right? So
Right.
we can survive this system. The system is built to destroy Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Today, you have, we blame each other for this and that, right? But who benefits?
The 5th of May marked an unlikely military victory for Mexico in 1862, leading to the annual celebration we now recognize as Cinco de Mayo. Although the holiday conjures up images of raucous celebrations, Cinco de Mayo's origins are much different. The battle victory alone was cause for celebration locally, but Mexican Americans in the United States saw it as an opportunity to start a political movement over 160 years ago. Now the holiday is widespread in its county of or country of inception, which perhaps surprisingly is America. Often mistaken for Mexico's Independence Day, Cinco de Mayo annually commemorates a dramatic underdog victory that reshaped the course of North American history. The 5th of May marked an unlikely military victory for Mexico in 1862, leading to the annual celebration we now recognize.
Or bringing the truth nonstop.
The 5th of May marked an unlikely.
Today, you have
Black and brown. We're Mexicans. You hate Black people, not realizing that you're hating yourself. A lot of y'all don't think that you're Black. As a matter of fact, we're Black too. We were called Black also, and I'm gonna show you the proof. A lot of y'all are all brown pride, indigenous roots. Well, you know what they were calling indigenous people back then? Let me show y'all something. All you got to do is use the Google machines, man. As Mexicans, you hate Black people.
This is the thing that the Most High never commanded us to destroy each other. He commanded us to gather together. The Bible teaches unity, teaches discernment, right? Sacrifice, and most important, brotherhood amongst the children of Israel who are the oppressed, right? But we want to destroy each other because of the oppressor. Bloodshedding is the culture of the oppressor. It was never meant for
Nosotros somos escuela israelita, conocimiento plato, sal.
Power of manifested. Did you know he understood his aspect destruction?
Tú eres un hombre hispano, negro, o indio nativo. Tu lugar es aquí con nosotros. Nosotros somos tu verdadera familia. Deja de seguir la costumbre de nuestros opresores y toda otra maldita nación. Tú eres Israel. Nosotros somos la escuela israelita de conocimiento práctico universal. Órale.
Orale, mic check 1 2 1 2. Y'all can hear me in the chat. Put a 1 to anybody listening. I see some people in there. Let me shout the chat out, man. Michael Love, what's going down, carnal? Hey, what's going down, carnales y mujeres? You're tuned to another episode of the Inconvenient Truth. This America After Dark late night show. You know, this was titled America After Dark. Mosque shooting, White House threat, chemical leak, and oil spill. Live, right? Reporting live from occupied territory, man. Of course, let me hit a link in the chat, right? Most High in Christ, the water canal. Just had Officer Kamadan here. I think he's having some technical difficulties. Lord Allah gets back up in here, you know. But for meantime, you know, I'm gonna, hold it down. I'm Precinct Officer of 1000, Malakma, reporting live to you from, occupied territory, Southern California, Sur Calipas. Also, a part of ISUPK Mexico. So for all the raza out there, all the carnales and mujeres, man, what's going down? Orale, shalom. Bring your questions and comments, type them in. I'm going to put a link in the chat if y'all want to come on and ask your questions or share comments and your thoughts and opinions, I'm going to say this, right? If I don't know the answer to your question, I'll come and get back to you and find you the answer. You understand? But of course, y'all welcome to join, man, and engage in conversation, right? That's what we're about, having a conversation, So, of course, this is a recap. We're going to recap what went down this past week, what happened yesterday. I think it was either yesterday or the day before with the situation in out here in LA, with the, I think you got the threat of a chemical explosion out there, out here in Orange County. You had an oil leak and an oil spill that was very bad in East Los, where the oil, like, I don't know what they were doing. We're trying to, I think, install some fiber optic cable, ironically, on Cesar Chavez Avenue. And whatever happened, the crew hit an oil pipeline, and that thing was leaking oil, which made it to the LA River, and then from there went straight to the ocean. And I have footage of that, they're going to share that. And how do all these things tie together? Well, let's see, the shootings, the oil spill, the chemical leak, is all ran by who? Who were the assailants that committed the act? These two acts of violence. It's usually, let's give it the initials for YouTube, YT. Orale, I think I got Officer Kamadan back up in here. What we got going on right here? Let me see, add it to the stage. Hey, sir, I added you to the stage real quick, so whenever you're ready, All right, there we go. We got Officer Kamadan right there. Hey, what's going down, sir? Oh, okay. Most High in Christ. There we go.
Check. Can you hear me?
Check. Yeah, Kawaka, I can hear you loud and clear, sir. Let me, I'll give you a round of applause.
Most High in Christ.
Hey, Tawada Tamari, Precinct Officer 5000, the Camarada, Officer Kapata. Always an honor to have you here with me, sir. And of course, I was talking to, trying to give an intro, to what went down, right? I don't know if you saw what was going on in the news with what happened in East Los and in Garden Grove.
Yeah, Conker. I was watching a little bit. I didn't really tune too much into it. I didn't get a chance to fully dig into the story. But yeah, I'm aware. Okay, concert. You know what? What do you say we start on the shooting first in the mosque? I think we should hit that since that, Let's do that.
Okay, let's see. Let's find the most recent one. So here's a quick thing about the shooter, right? And let me see. Let's find some more stuff. So of course, the recap, it was two shooters. Obviously, of course, one was the name of Caleb Velasquez. The other one was or was it something Velasquez, right? Was the last name? but the other one was, Kate Caleb, and they were saying that they were either a trans couple or both of them were trans. And the manifesto was released, and that's one thing I noticed, that when these things happen, right, the assailant always gives off a manifesto. Also, what's usually seen is that the assailants are white, Caucasian, right? And it's funny because Donald Trump, Latinos for Trump, these oppressors, white people always want to point the finger at so-called Latinos, so-called Black people, so-called Native Americans, and you want to talk about how violent we are and how ghetto we are and the threat to the safety of America we are, when, as we're seeing, the ones doing all the violence and all the harm are y'all. I mean, last I checked, there wasn't an undocumented immigrant that went into that mosque, right? Chud the Builder's not an undocumented immigrant, but he's going around harassing people, yelling racial slurs at them. But somehow we're the ones that, we're per capita, we're either 13% or whatever, and we are the threat to America, So that's the crazy part. So I found this real quick on YouTube. I'm gonna share this one, and this is what we have so far about the shooter. Let's see.
Shooters who allegedly live streamed the carnage and left behind a vile manifesto. Why did Kane Clark and Caleb Vasquez open fire on San Diego's largest mosque? Here's what you need to know. On May 18th, a San Diego neighborhood was hurled into mayhem when two suspected teenage gunmen fired shots at San Diego's largest mosque. Kids, staff, and teachers cowered inside as several shots rang out at the San Diego Islamic Center in the city's Claremont neighborhood. Authorities said officers swarmed the Islamic Center within 4 minutes of the first emergency calls, launching what police described as a fast-moving and, quote, dynamic response. By the time cops responded, the two teenage gunmen had already killed 3 men, including hero security guard Amin Abdullah. Authorities confirmed Abdullah, father of 8, played a, quote, pivotal role in holding back the shooters.
While they were engaging in a gun battle with the security guard, ultimately, the security guard was wounded and then killed outside of the mosque. They went back inside. You can understand that the security guard had put out a lockdown protocol. The sound of the gunfire, all of the delay in that gun battle allowed everybody to get out of the main common areas of the mosque and into areas of hiding. So when they began to go through areas of the mosque, they were not running into more victims.
Police said after moving from room to room without finding anyone in the center, the two teenage shooters went out to the parking lot and shot 2 other victims, Mansoor Kaziha and Nader Awad. The teens then fled the scene in a car. Terrifying aerial video from Fox 5 San Diego captured more than a dozen kids who looked no older than 5 years old, evacuating in a single file as they were guided to safety by law enforcement. Police later found the 2 gunmen, identified as 17-year-old Kane Clark and 18-year-old Caleb Vasquez, dead inside a BMW from self-inflicted gunshot wounds only a few blocks from the center. And new disturbing details have now emerged about Clark and Vasquez's motive for the horrific shooting. Law enforcement sources told the California Post that Clark and Vasquez left behind a shocking, hate-filled manifesto which praised Adolf Hitler and a slew of mass murderers before the attack. The document expresses a...
Whoa, Salaki, sir, did you hear that? Hold on.
Don't say it again, fool. Don't say it again, fool.
Oh, why is
Say
it
it
delayed?
again, fool.
Salaki, just testing out that soundbite. I don't know if you heard that part, sir.
God.
Salakia, I'm gonna
Now, I
continue.
wouldn't doubt that. If I could, real quick, Arna.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't doubt that the shooting in Mexico, probably is inspiring people who study this.
Right.
That the Nazis and hatred and mass shootings. That spirit is awakening, is spreading through America. But go ahead, Karna.
I was going to say real quick, sir. Just that we were just talking not too long ago about that situation in Teotihuacan and about how that shooter was inspired by Adolf Hitler. Now we're seeing that these two shooters were also inspired by Adolf Hitler. So man, I'm gonna rewind it real quick. I want to get that part again.
Behind a shocking, hate-filled manifesto which praised Adolf Hitler and a slew of mass murderers before the attack.
Good
the
night.
document expresses a desire to spark a race war and bring about the end of civilization. The 75-page document, laden with Nazi iconography, also includes a nonsensical collection of anti-Trump, anti-liberal, anti-Semitic, homophobic, and misogynistic bile, tied together only by the author's fury that they were not given more in life. Sources said investigators have a copy of the purported manifesto and believe it to be authentic. In Vasquez's portion of the document, he lamented being short, which he said caused him great pain and humiliation. Clark also chillingly stated that he felt no remorse for his actions and wrote that, had he survived, he would have allowed his lawyers to handle everything afterward. On top of the sickening manifesto, the FBI is also investigating a supposed live stream the shooters captured during their brutal attack. The live stream video of the horrific attack shows Clark and Vasquez storming the mosque and firing shots. Clark was captured with a black sun symbol, which is associated with Nazi Germany, square on his chest. Also spotted on the handgun of one of the shooters is the statement, "Race War Now," right above a swastika. Vasquez can also be seen in the video, which circulated online without audio, grabbing the barrel of Clark's rifle and bringing it to his own forehead at multiple points, urging his accomplice to shoot him in the head. After driving away from the scene, the alleged video cuts to show what appears to be Clark sitting in the driver's seat with a pistol. He reaches over and shoots his accomplice in the head, reloads, and shoots him again before putting the gun under his own chin and pulling the trigger. But it seems like police had the jump on the suspects before the shooting. According to police, a concerned mother of one of the suspected teen shooters had frantically alerted cops a few hours before the shooting that her suicidal son had run away. But the situation escalated when the mother later learned that weapons were missing from the home and her car was gone. She told authorities her son had dressed in camouflage and was with an acquaintance at the time, which San Diego Police Chief Scott Wall noted changed the threat level of the investigation.
That began to trigger a larger threat assessment picture. Our threat management unit began to take the tips and leads that we had and utilize the technology we have available to us. Our license plate readers was at the top of that list.
Police spent 2 hours scrambling to locate the suspects before they received a call of an active shooter at the Islamic Center at approximately 11:43 a.m. Clark, one of the suspected shooters, attended Madison High School and was a standout wrestler, according to the school's social media page. His grandfather, David Clark, said, quote, "We're very sorry for what happened. We know as much as you do. It's a shock." A neighbor of one of the suspected gunmen said they knew the family, quote, fairly well, and even said that the alleged gunman would help them bring in groceries and waved at them that very morning.
And he's helped us bring in our groceries. They all have. They got me a cake when I turned 80. Growing up, he was typical. We've seen with green hair and blue hair, and we didn't talk much. But then, like I said, he helped us bring in our groceries. And he'd wave at us. In fact, he just waved at you when? Yeah, today or yesterday?
This morning.
Yeah.
The center's Imam Taha Hassan said that his community is mourning after the horrific massacre.
The door of the Islamic Center, we never asked them Whether you are a Muslim or not, who are you? Because everyone is welcome. So let's do our best to spread this culture of love and tolerance and sympathy for the sake of this nation, for the sake of the future generation.
Slice, are you there? So what you think?
Yeah, Kankanat.
So that's crazy, right?
Man, you know how they.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
If I could, Kanat, I don't know if you know how they wrote on that gun, like quotes, what have
Right.
you. That reminds me of the mass shooter, Jonathan. What's his name? Jonathan Mason.
Jonathan Mason, okay.
I don't know if you could. Jonathan Mason, where you know he had weapons, he had cartridges, he had rifles, and then he wrote racist quotes on his guns. You know, like this just shows you the spirit of Esau.
Right.
If you look it up, I don't know if you remember that story. I have some images. I could I'm gonna send them to you.
Yeah, couple kind if you could.
So you could present them.
Jonathan
because,
Mason.
Yeah, Jonathan Mason. If you type in like Jonathan Mason mass shooter, and I believe this happened. It happened last year. Yeah, it happened in the Twin Cities.
Okay. Twin Cities. Was that the guy that burned up the Catholic Church? Or was it at the Mormon? It was at the Church of Mormon, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Khan, I'm gonna send these images to you. You know, just to show you the spirit of the same spirit that's in these monsters. You know, that spirit is growing more and more and more. And if you know Hispanics and blacks commit the same crimes because they have assimilated to the spirit of Esau. They have accepted that spirit. Go ahead, Kanan. What were you gonna say?
I said I'm gonna pull a scripture real quick. I'm gonna pull up the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21, right, to describe this.
Khan. I'll send it to you too right now.
55 and 21, right? Let me see. There it is. Yeah, this is it right here. Perfect. Yeah, I just received them. I'll upload them right now. I'm gonna share the scripture.
Yeah, Khan.
So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21, and it goes, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords." As lady, right? Of course, this is not. This lady was talking about how he was a good kid, right? That he offered to help them with the groceries. They didn't suspect anything, right? But war was in his heart. I'm sure he was, talking all types of friendly stuff to the mosque. Right. Probably said he wanted to convert to Islam, whatever, and got in there, with no problem. No one suspected anything because they got smooth words, right? No one suspects they have drawn swords because they're the image of peace and of calmness and of civility, right? Of being civilized. No one suspects this oppressor of violence, So now everyone's all shocked when this comes out about them. Let me get those articles you just sent me. Okay, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I remember this. Is this a guy right here? Look, I found this story real quick.
The man accused of killing 4 people has now faced a judge this afternoon. Prosecutors say James Ortley opened fire in a car last week, killing those inside with him. Fox 9's Mike Manzoni is live outside the court.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. This is a different situation. Salakia, bear with me, Israel.
No, that's not it. Okay.
It was a Church of Latter-day Saints, right?
If you just want to show the images, you know, that's the point. Yeah. But well, it kind of ties into it because they attacked which would you say like a spiritual place.
Here it is. I think it was. You said Twin City. It was in Michigan, right? Yep, I found it. It was this one right here, right?
The Twin Cities. That's Minnesota, no? Minnesota?
Yeah, but I think it was near there. It wasn't there exactly. It was near the Twin Cities. Yeah, if I recall. Let's see this one right here.
Okay. Oh, maybe he's from the Twin Cities, something like that. Right.
Kevin, good afternoon. A developing story indeed. We can tell you right now that the Grand Blanc police say that fire that you're seeing on your screen was started by a suspected active shooter. Sources telling Fox 2 Detroit that active shooter is now down. So this is the situation we have. We also know, according to that reporting from our local affiliate in Detroit, that there are 6 to 8 victims. Their condition currently unknown at this hour. An active shooter shooting the Church of Latter-day Saints, the Mormon Church in Grand Blanc Township. This is about 60 minutes northwest of Detroit, about 10 miles south of Flint, Michigan. We have seen some folks, victims being taken out by stretcher. There has been a full-blown response to this church. We don't know how this fire was started, but sources tell our Fox 2 Detroit that fire was started by the suspected shooter. This all started shortly after 11 a.m. local time. We expect a press conference at about 12:45, 1 o'clock Eastern with the latest from the police. But this is unfortunately, this was a church that they had people there worshiping inside. This church is open 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. today. When this shooter opened fire sometime after 11 a.m., striking from reportedly 6 to 8 people in that church. Their condition unknown. You can see the shot here. This is, we don't control this camera, but this is a local affiliate there. You can see the fire trucks working there. There are police officers there. Like I said, that smoke from the church is billowing a lot less than it was even just 15, 20 minutes ago. So you can understand the situation here, Kevin, where they are working on taking, putting out a fire at the same time that they are looking for victims of an active shooter. Just a horrific situation, a complicated situation there for our first responders in Grand Blanc, Michigan right now at the Church of Latter-day Saints. So we should expect an update within the next 40 minutes or so to give us a sense of what else, just the extent of this horrific situation. We do know, though, according to the reporting, as I said, that this is the police in Grand Blanc Township are saying that there is currently no threat to the public at this time because the shooter is down. That is a bit of good news here, as you can see the first responders trying to figure out, trying to take out this fire while also saving potentially any victims that could be trapped inside, Kevin.
Let me ask you, do we know if the fire was started and then the gunman opened fire, or did he attack the congregation and then set the building ablaze? Do we have any of that information? By the way, I should point this out. This is all happening on a day that the LDS Church announced with sorrow that Russell M. Nelson, the beloved president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, had died. He was 101, the oldest president in the history of the church. So it was a solemn day for mourners. I just wanted to point that out as well. Brian, back to you. What else can you tell us?
Yeah, it's a good point. Sources telling our local affiliate there in Detroit that the suspected shooter may have started the church fire. In terms of what came first, it is simply too soon to tell. What we do know, again, is that this was a shooting that was reported shortly after 11 a.m. You can see neighbors there looking, worryingly looking there. And so there are 6 to 8 victims. We don't know the extent of their injuries. We know that the active shooter is no longer was shot. We don't know if that shooter was killed. All we know is that that shooter is down. So these are all the things you can see. Our satellite view there, Google Maps, gives you an idea of the size of this church. We don't know how big this fire was, just based on the images that we could see. I mean, it was very thick black smoke. So to the extent of when this fire was started by this shooter, how large this fire was, did it take down the whole church? Was it simply in a small part? Those are simply questions that we don't know the answers to yet, but it looks like a substantial fire that they were putting down. This is an earlier video. You can see that the smoke was a lot thicker than it was even during the last couple.
So as you see, right, people are commenting, sir. I don't know if that's the exact situation, but let me show this user right here by the name of Genaro Ramirez said Robin Westman had things written all over his weapons. Genaro, were these the things? I have these images right here. So here's the first one. So there's the first image, sir.
Yeah, and if you zoom in, you'll see that on one of them it says F everything that you stand for. Right on the clips. The other one says
I
like
see it
suck
right
on this.
there. Yeah. Good
says,
night.
Where is your God? Where is your God? Suck on this. F everything you stand for.
What did he write right here in this one? What's this one right here? He said he put fart. Did he put?
Oh yeah, he put the N-word.
God damn.
Yeah, the hard ER. Oh no, he didn't put the hard ER. He put. But if you show the other one on the little clips, what does it say right there on the little clips?
This one right here.
He even wrote something on the gun clips. You know, it's very small.
Right.
If you go to the one where's the rifle,
Comic-Con.
I wonder if we could get images of the gun that these kids, you know.
So this is a screenshot, right? And look at all the likes and comments on here, man. Like
this is a video. That was a video.
But you see the likes.
It was a video. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you seen the like. Now, who do you think like that? You know.
Now, when you read that, what it says, white man, Lefine,
right?
That is a Latin word. I'm gonna look it up. I forgot what it meant, but I remember. But go ahead, Carnal.
Now, I was gonna say, you know, and that's ironic. So we had the incident that happened in the mosque. We had the incident in Teotihuacan, and both incidents are saying they were inspired by Adolf Hitler. What was Adolf Hitler? A white supremacist, the white supremacist of all white supremacists, right? Then you had this incident back in last year where you seeing that they're inspired for white nationalism, white supremacy. Oh, and look at what Michael Love just said. He said, don't forget the guy that supposedly unalived Charlie Kirk did the same thing, writing on the ammo. Right, Michael Love. That's another thank you to Wada for pointing that out, Carnal. Like they're writing on the ammo as they're sending a message, right, to what they're doing. Then they make their 75-page manifesto, which, you know, like Michael Love, you had asked also if the manifesto was written before or after they committed the act. I'm going to assume, Michael, that they wrote that before they did the act, you know, because I don't think, you know, from that time to of the shooting to when they unalived themselves, they would have found time to write 75 pages, you know. But That is a good question. I don't know, to be quite honest, when they did it, but I would assume that it was before they did that. You know.
I said,
And
I'm gonna send you the rest of these images, so
no
you can
problem.
post them. But go ahead.
No, this is what I gotta say to all of y'all with that white supremacist state of mind, right? Let me play this for y'all.
Your mindset. You ain't a real G, homie. Fuck your mindset. You ain't a real G, homie.
Right? F your mindset. That's all I gotta say. Fuck your mindset. You understand? Go ahead and believe in white supremacy all you want. Just know that God is not with it, man. And that you have that image, that whole mindset, because you know that you have but a little time. That's really what it is, man. Y'all in your pride, thinking you're supposed to own everything and rule. Right. Okay, Khan. So you're saying that in the manifesto, it says, he said, Michael Love says, I asked because the reporter said he wrote he was sorry for what he did. Damn, okay. I mean, it could be, carnal, to be quite honest. I'm not too sure. It's just, dang, 75 pages from... It could be also that was, since it's premeditated and he knew it was going to come out, he probably ahead of time apologized, you know? These devils, you know, just that it's in their nature. They want to kill, and then they're going to act like they're remorseful for what they did, man. You know, I just got the images right now, so I'll upload these as well. QTV Sports sent this, but I don't know if this is spam or not, you know. If you want to describe what that link is that you sent QTV Sport, if you're an actual person and not a bot. Let's see. Okay, let's get these images. Yeah, I remember this one. Oh, you know what? Because you shared this. Let me share this image real quick. This video real quick, sir. Oh man. You know, I'm gonna share it after. After Salakia. Dang, if I'd known you were gonna share this, I would have shared this video at the beginning. So let's get these images. Right, so we got this one. Because I remember this. This guy. Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is the assailant that did it. Right here.
Right. The devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right. The profane
fornicator. That is the face of destruction.
That's the face of danger. Hey, Shalom, sister Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, to the sister Patarawana.
Khan, that is the analyzer. I mean, so like the
unaliver, the mass unaliver.
What's the word? Yeah, unaliver.
The annihilator.
The face of the annihilator.
The annihilator, right? The what? The annihilator.
Say it again, fool.
The annihilator. You know?
Right.
So yeah, that's crazy, you know.
Go to the next one, Magma.
Khan. Trying to upload it right now.
Something I wanted to point out on one of these images.
Right.
I'm not let me see that I shared it. Oh, I didn't.
It's right here. This one. This one.
Is one with a cross.
Yeah, this one right here, right?
Yeah, but he put that down on his gun. Yeah, but I'm gonna show you where he put that on the gun. But if you could read that, right? What does that mean? What does that stand for?
All right. So the image just says that.
Are you able to? If not, I'll read it.
I can read it. It says in HOC in Hoc Sigino Vinces, Masonic Knights Templar. In Hoc Sigino Vinces, Masonic Knights Templar symbol showing a cross with a crown inside a Maltese cross, which has the Latin phrase in hoc signo. It says the phrase means, in this sign ye shall conquer, and was used by Constantine as a military. Good night.
All right. That is the sign of the what's the doctrine of this
Oh, the doctrine of discovery.
What's it called when they
the doctrine of discovery.
Is that what it's called? Where they
man?
Okay, you can.
The manifest destiny.
There you go. The manifest destiny. That's the one I wanted to say.
Right.
The sign of the manifest destiny. You know, but I just sent you the one where he put it in and on his gun, right?
He put it on. Okay.
It's the last image I just sent you.
Okay, come on. Okay, now I see.
You see it?
Yeah, I see it. I'm gonna upload it right now. Good night, man. But the ISUPK is a cult, sir. We're the cult, and we're the you know the what is it? They want to portray us like we're the danger. And look at this. This is a cult. You want to know what a cult is? That's a cult right there. The Masons.
Right.
You understand? And that right there, like,
right.
Hold
they
on.
see
You know,
us with shields, and they believe that we're a cult.
You know, it's like, you know, where have I seen that symbol before, sir? Real quick. Now that we're on the subject, because that symbol looks mighty familiar. I seen it in history class when it was brought out, you know, when you know, and I'll give a hint for y'all. It was brought out in World War II. And let's see. Imagine that. And here it is right here. Let me see if I can share this. Hopefully it's not going to be a problem. Look at this. Look at this, sir. Look at this image right here. You see that? Oh, dang.
It's still on the web on my end.
You see? Hold on. There we go. You see it? You can't see it?
Hold on. I think on my end is okay. There you go. Yep. Is
now,
that a
why
pin,
do they look?
or is that a?
It's a pin, but you know this symbol was very common. There's more. Yeah. There's more pictures. Look.
Yeah.
Let me show this one. You see it, the symbol right here. This off the damn ADL website, but look at the symbol right there. You see it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same one.
Same one. You understand that? Now let's go back to that one.
And it's crazy that you say that they used it in the service, you know, the military service, what have you.
Right.
Because we also going to touch on Memorial Day, right?
Right. I mean,
but if you could put that, you know, if you could bring back those weapons, because I want
this one. This one right here.
Serve the violence, the weapons, right? The hatred, the confusion, the fascination with death. This is the same destructive spirit the Bible shows coming out of Esau's world.
Why the heck is it not letting me pull the image up? Salaki, sir. I don't know what's going on. It's not letting me show the image. There we go. This one right here, right? This is what you were talking about? Oh, did we lose Kamada again, man? Damn. All right. Well, meanwhile we wait for Officer Kamada. So what I'm noticing, right, is striking similarities in that cross, right? That Masonic cross has with the Nazi cross. You know, and of course, another coincidence, these shooters were inspired by Adolf Hitler. This guy was inspired by Adolf, were inspired, you know, had crosses on this thing that were similar to what the Nazis had, right? Who was Adolf Hitler, and you know, what was the movement Adolf Hitler started? The Nazi movement, right? The Nazi party. So what are we learning here, man? Are these coincidences, or are they showing the mind state, the mindset?
So like if I could.
Go ahead, sir. So like you dropped out for a minute.
Can you close some of those windows, some of those share windows, because I think that's what's slowing the stream a little bit.
Yeah, I'm
Baba Gasha.
All right.
We don't need the cross and we don't need the devil no more.
Okay.
All we need is just one weapon.
Okay.
If we could, it's a lock in.
All right. How about now?
How's it coming in? Is it Tawab? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Can you hear me, Khan?
Khan, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, Khan. This is what I wanted to say, right? That the Bible, yeah, Khan. The Bible says in Genesis that Esau lived by the sword, and now you see a society completely shaped by violence, mass killing. That is the culture of America.
Say it again.
I say America, meaning the oppressor, the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? And
say it again.
The media, it has become obsessed, right? And the death being glorified like entertainment. America exported that spirit across the earth through war.
Right.
You know, and that's what we're going to touch. Right now, they're also doing it through media.
Right.
And the bloodshed. And now the whole world is drinking from the same poison. And if you could, Carnal, if you could give me Genesis 20, right? Because this is the cold part.
Genesis what again, Salakia?
The 27th chapter, I believe it's like verse 41 or something like that, verse 40. Right? The cold part is that this spirit is spreading. Right? People from completely different backgrounds start adapting the same mindset, the same rage, all the symbolisms that we're showing you. Right? That is a destructive pattern that that has caused confusion. It has become confusing. Right? These people have a radicalized mind. They're studying mass shooters, idolizing unalivers. You understand? They're creating violent imagery.
And your mindset. You ain't a real G, homie.
Identities are around destruction like it's some twisted religion.
Right.
Right. And now you have reports that are coming like from San Diego that came from that part of the story that we just touched on right now with this devil. You understand? And this is the thing that you got the scripture, Karan?
Khan is right there, sir. I have it whenever you're ready.
Okay, yeah, Karan. I'm gonna tell you right now. And that's why you got confused, radicalized minds pulling from neo-Nazism, extremists, violent ideologies, the contradiction after contradiction, because Babylon, which is America spiritually, produces instability.
Right.
America has never produced order, and it is a kingdom built on violence that can only reproduce violence.
Right.
And these kids weren't born thinking like this. This is a learned behavior. They were shaped
Right.
by a culture that constantly feeds people hatred, fear, obsession, right? The destruction until the mind becomes completely corrupted. And can you read that, Carnal?
Kawakan. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass. Go ahead, sir.
So, like, if I could, this is the blessing that Esau, right? Because he sold his birthright and he begged for a blessing. And this is the blessing that he received, that he shall live by the sword. That is the weapon. That's the foundation of this society, right? The sword is the weapon, and it is violence. It is domination, fear, bloodshed. This kingdom was built through slavery, conquest, warfare, bombing. Let's not forget about Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all those
right
cities that were built by our carnales, the so-called Negroes, the lynchings, the prison system, the military power, and now the same spirit that built it is consuming the mind of the people living in it. So when shootings start happening in schools and churches and in the mosque, in the concerts, in the mall, in the public landmarks, that is not random. That's the fruit of this kingdom built on violence, reproducing itself, because it was blessed by the sword. And if you don't understand that, you're never going to discern. You're never going to discern the oppressor. You're never going to profile him, because you don't know the truth of who our enemy is, right? And the shootings at the, these places, it happens when corrupted minds are raised in a culture addicted to rage. The oppressor, that's what's his name, Chud the Builder, or
Chud the Builder,
yeah, right. What do we call him now?
Cheddar Bob.
Cheddar Bob, right? He was addicted to rage, and the oppressor is addicted to rage, death, and chaos, Carnal. But go ahead, Carnal, if you want to add to it.
Yeah, if I can add, sir, because you hear a lot of Christians, right? A lot of Christians and fake Israelites, who don't believe that the white man is Esau, will always ask for the proof in the Bible where it shows how the white man is Esau. And you just showed the scriptural proof of who Esau is, which is the so-called white man. We just presented to you artifacts of what they believe in and the connection to Nazism. And what do we just bring out right here in Genesis 27 and 40? It says that by thy sword shalt thou live, it shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Right? But it's talking about being blessed with the sword, right? The white man lives by the sword, meaning he's always prone for violence and acts of violence and finding ways to unalive people, man. That whole thing in Latin, I forgot what it said, but you see the connect. You see what the Nazis did, man, and what they believed in. You cannot tell me that the white man is not Esau. Salaki.
Yeah, Carnal, and also another thing too. Let's not forget how Germany and also America, they were trying to what was it? Remember the bomb, the atomic bomb, or
the atomic bomb, right? That was the Jewish man.
Oppenheimer is a devil.
Jewish.
He is a descendant of Esau. And he was able to create the atomic bomb because he was blessed with the sword. All the weapons are named after European names. And they just recently found out how in Guatemala they found what are they called? Salakia. Bullet casings that belong to Israeli weapons.
Good night, man.
If you don't know, Oppenheimer was a Jewish man. Right or wrong, Malakma?
Right, yeah. Absolutely, he was a Jewish man.
The Jewish, that proves that the Jewish man and the oppressor are the same people.
Right. And that's crazy, sir. That's
Go ahead,
crazy.
Malakma. You want to say something? You want to add to that?
Yeah, like right, blessed by the sword. Who else would think to come up with an atomic bomb, man? Who else would think that? Because I have an issue and I don't agree with some, my thought is to go harm people, man. You know? That's him. That's being blessed by the sword.
Right.
That's, you know, the hands smoother than butter, but war's in his heart. You know? So, ¿me entienden? So y'all gotta, you know, pay attention, man. This is who the oppressor is. The white man is Esau, man. You know, I'll say it over and over and over again. So it gets through y'all head, man. This oppressor is prone to violence, and when he speak up a lie, he speak up of his own. He'll point the finger at us. He'll talk about 13% per capita. Meanwhile, he's the one that has it in his culture to be violence, man. Who else thinks to name cities after the people that they stole the land from and you know unalived? This guy, this oppressor, man. You understand? Esau. So I mean, what more proof y'all need out there, carnales y mujeres? What more proof do y'all want? That's who this oppressor is. El gringo is Esau. Es Esaú en la Biblia.
And if I could too, carnal, that's the reason why the Bible warns us not to be conformed to this world.
Right.
Because our people are being conformed to this world. Conformed to rage, death, confusion, destruction, until madness becomes normal. And they're being shaped by everything they consume until they lose discernment. Now we can no longer identify who's our enemy because we want to be like our enemy. And we have lost our identity. And eventually that is what causes us to lose control. You hear me? And now you're watching the result in real time. Corrupted minds carrying out the same violence, right? Through the spirit that has fed us through the what's it called? The learned behavior. Now we can go to the next story, carnal, because it's one and the same.
Sir, I have
go to the next story. Yeah, carnal.
This one is a little different, right? Because from what I'm looking, right, it's a brother that did it, but here's the connection where it comes in with white supremacy. Right. What do you think inspired this brother to do this? Let's see. This is the story right here.
Latest incident of shots fired near President Trump's location. It happened Saturday, right before we came on air near the White House. CBS's Natalie Brand is there for us tonight. Natalie.
Good evening, Jerika. This latest shooting comes 1 month after the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting, and it is the second time in recent weeks when shots fired in the area has put the White House on lockdown. Bullet holes in office buildings on Pennsylvania Avenue and shattered glass at a museum across from the White House, all in a busy tourist area just across from the Secret Service checkpoint.
It was scary.
The gunshot sent passersby scrambling, as well as journalists at the White House. Our Aaron Navarro was preparing for last night's broadcast when he reported hearing around 20 shots.
It's weakening.
Police say the suspected gunman, identified as 21-year-old Nasser Best, fired several shots toward the Secret Service booth before multiple officers returned fire. He died later at the hospital. Law enforcement sources say a male bystander was also struck and is said to be in serious but stable condition. Court records show Best tried to gain entry to the White House last July and was sent to a psychiatric ward for mental health issues.
The reality is we have more mental health issues than we ever have had in our history.
New Jersey Republican Jeff Van Drew says this latest incident makes the case for added security.
The White House needs to be protected.
President Trump posting on social media about the incident says it shows how important it is for presidents to get the most safe and secure space of its ever built. He's referencing his ballroom and what he says will be the security complex underneath. Jerika.
Natalie Brand at the White House.
Overseas now.
Yes, there are blacks, so-called blacks and Hispanics that do mass shootings, unfortunately, right? And as the time goes by, you're going to see more and more of that. Why? Because more so-called blacks and Hispanics are assimilating to American culture. So more so-called blacks and Hispanics are wanting to be like their oppressor, man. And here's the shooter.
At a White House security checkpoint. A bystander was also hurt, and the White House was briefly placed on lockdown.
What is that?
Damn.
A volley of shots sent reporters scrambling into the White House press room. President Trump was inside the White House at the time. We have learned the alleged gunman has been identified as Nasser Best, who officials say was known to D.C. police as well as the Secret Service. They say he had a documented history with law enforcement and a history of mental health concerns. This comes a month after a shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where an alleged would-be assassin was taken down by Secret Service.
Okay, I'm understanding. I'm just trying to record.
And more breaking news we continue to follow in our nation's capital tonight. We are seeing new images of journalists scrambling for cover after a shooting outside the White House. Those journalists were positioned on the White House lawn. The Secret Service says tonight officers shot and killed a 21-year-old shooter who opened fire at a White House checkpoint.
Officers were already familiar with the unidentified man who was ordered away from the White House last summer. ABC's Selena Wang was outside the White House when it all unfolded earlier tonight.
President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
ABC's Selena Wang was taping a story on the White House North Lawn when the familiar sound of nearby gunfire clearly echoed through the air. Correspondents and photographers ducked for cover and heard people yelling for them to sprint to the White House briefing room just steps away.
We have to evacuate shooting. We have to evacuate shooting. We have to evacuate shooting.
The Secret Service says shortly after 6 p.m., a person approached a checkpoint in the area of 17th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue, removed a weapon, and began firing at officers. Secret Service police officers fired back, striking the gunman, who was taken to a local hospital where he later died. A bystander was also hit by gunfire. Law enforcement quickly barricaded the area surrounding the White House. Secret Service now says the 21-year-old gunman had been ordered to stay away from the White House last July after trying to get past a security checkpoint. According to a court record, he told officers he was Jesus Christ and allegedly told officers he wanted to get arrested. His name is not being released until family is notified. No Secret Service member.
You heard that, right? Where was it tied to white supremacy? Let me tell y'all something. He believed he was Jesus Christ. Now, which Jesus Christ do you think he believed he was? Oh, you there, sir?
Yeah, carnal.
Which Jesus Christ do you think they're talking about, sir? Or which Jesus Christ do you think he believes?
They say that back in July. Well, real quick, they said that back in July he was trying to I guess go into the White House or something like that, right? But of course, there's only one Jesus Christ who abused children, who unalived his brother, his own brother, his brother-in-law, who slept with his own sister. You know, we know who we talking about.
You know, and of course, more than likely, the Jesus Christ he believed this, right, is Cesar Borgia. What religion was Nasir?
Right.
More than likely was looking right. The water, Michael Love. He got it. Cesar Borgia. I don't know what religion he was. I think it's saying right here he was his name is Arabic, right? Like, of course, so his family might have followed the Nation of Islam, but more than likely, for him saying that, I wouldn't be surprised if you find out he was a Christian. You understand? Now, Christian is a religion of white supremacy. You understand? ¿Me entienden? So, I mean, you just got to put two and two together, man. White supremacy looks like white supremacy leads to a lot of violence. You understand? Do we need to go back and look at history of the Ku Klux Klan, of the neo-Nazi party, of what they did? You understand? And see how violent they are. Now I'm gonna share another article, right? Or let me see a video for time's sake, so I don't have to, read so much. What is it?
Real quick though, Karna, while you're looking for that, right? That's crazy. They say that this is a mental health case.
Right.
Right. This brother was out here claiming he was Christ.
FBI Director
Now, in the truth, we know that's not the spirit of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
Right.
Right. That is
right.
Babylon, America, frying our people's mind in real time.
Right.
This kingdom got people bug the hell out.
Right.
You know, they detach themselves. They get dope. They're probably doped up. They become isolated. A lot of these fake Israelites, a lot of these, they isolate themselves, thinking they Christ or Christ-like or what have you, a personal relationship with Christ. They're lost in the sauce. They fantasize. They're probably on pills, and again, they're raging. They have no identity. They have no discipline, no structure, and they have no purpose. And they try to find a purpose, right? They try to find a purpose, but their broken minds wander through a collapsed empire trying to turn delusion into destiny. And the Bible calls this place the city of confusion. Right, and when you get a chance, if you could get that for me, but go ahead. If you want to present that video.
Okay, just real quick. We got Officer 5000 Matabar joining us, man. Hey, Shalom, sir.
Okay, no time, Christ. Sir, hello, Christ.
What's going on with y'all?
What's going on, sir?
Ain't nothing much, man. Look, I've missed a few of y'all shows, so like it.
No sweat. You here with us now, sir? I just want here's the video I found that I want to present, right?
Ray says the attack on January 6th just highlights a pervasive issue we're seeing across the country. That's domestic, homegrown terrorism. He says the amount of cases that the FBI has opened just in the recent months have soared to roughly 2,000.
January 6th was not an isolated event.
In his first testimony since the attack on the Capitol, FBI Director Christopher Wray warned lawmakers of increasing threats from domestic terrorism and violent white extremists.
The problem of domestic terrorism has been metastasized.
Increasing threats from domestic terrorism and violent since the attack on the Capitol. FBI Director Christopher Wray warned lawmakers of increasing threats from domestic terrorism and violent white extremists.
The problem of domestic terrorism has been metastasizing across the country for a long time now, and it's not going away anytime soon.
Wray says white supremacist groups who were among those who stormed the Capitol January 6th now make up the bulk of domestic terror threats, and told senators the Bureau already charged nearly 300 people linked to the insurrection.
More subjects being identified and charged just about every single day.
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says it may be time the FBI broaden the definition of domestic terrorism.
KKK, a domestic terrorist group.
Well, there is no legal designation for domestic terrorism.
My point is, I don't know if we should have one or not.
Good
I think
night.
It's time to think about it.
Democratic Senator Dick Durbin says it's crucial to take the threat seriously and stop ignoring warning signs.
For too long, our federal government has failed to address the growing terrorist menace in our own backyard.
But Wray insists the FBI is tracking threats and warned Capitol Police days before the recent attack.
It's enough just to send an email?
Well, it's more than just an email. Having said that, I do not consider what happened on January 6th to be an acceptable result. And that's why we're looking so hard at figuring out how can the process be improved.
Right.
While Director Wray, Republicans, and even some Democrats did note that violence has stemmed from both sides of the aisle, Director Wray, when asked, said that there was no evidence that the January 6th insurrection was sparked by outside fake Trump supporters. For now, in Washington, Raquel Martin, back to you.
Salaki, you heard that, right, sir? Salaki, y'all the one of them. Y'all heard that, right?
What's heavy?
I was gonna say, if you could give me
what's heavy when they say, "Oh, they talk about goddamn the people."
So, like, sir, to say
they just said by YT. What's heavy when they say their own backyard? I mean, they was talking about their own goddamn people.
Right.
And another thing is, go ahead. You got it. No, Salaki, you got it.
So I just Michael Love, like, heard that part too. He said, wait, did he say there's no definition for what a domestic terrorist is, but people are getting arrested for domestic terrorism?
Right. Like, the only people don't get arrested for is their own people, the YT people. But he just said it was happening in their own backyard, meaning they recognize they own goddamn people destroying every goddamn thing.
Right.
They own goddamn people quick to run out and, oh, we gonna go against this, we gonna go against that. And they the ones terrorizing every goddamn thing.
Right.
You got it.
So like I was saying, these are also the same people that say, want to bring up how blacks and Hispanics burn down their own cities when they, react to the oppression they suffer at the hands of police. Like when they reference the George Floyd riots or the ICE, the Stop ICE, riots, if y'all want to call it for the lack of a better term, right? They always point this out. Meanwhile, this is what they do,
Damn right. And the thing is, if we do riot, we run out everything. Who the ones that come in and step in doing the riot? The YT man. Pepper spraying, mace and us, everything's. They don't do that to their own goddamn people. They just let them run wild and rampant.
Right.
You got it.
Okay. So so of course we just showed how the FBI was warning. This was back right after January 6th. Here's another video I wanted to play real quick, right? Of the ISUPK, the proof that ISUPK, you know, are prophets. All right, let me find this video real quick. Back to the first story. I want to play this real quick. Show something here, you know. Where is it? It's right here, the video. This was Captain Quam, right? Blazing on the streets of Hollywood. And this is what he's warning people. Right? Let me play this for y'all.
When you start seeing these other nations, start profiling them. You see a white man, profile him, because he might be a street corner. Look at each other with some love. You understand? Have some understanding and say, listen, we both going through it, because we are commanded to come back together. But when you start seeing these other nations, start profiling them. You see a white man, profile him, because he might be a mass shooter.
And there you go, Ashikamada. That was his video.
Haha, nice.
I have reading comprehension. I know the truth according to this book. So on this street corner, me and my brothers are fools for Christ's sake. Can you read it? But ye are wise in Christ. We are wise in Christ. You understand? Drop that. Give me Revelations, the 18th chapter, man.
What's it like? Captain Kwan brought that out in the camp speech. He said, when you see white people, profile them, because they might be a mass shooter or a mass unaliver. You understand? And we just showed you what we said. He brought that out before that incident happened, right? That was later on that week. It was that Saturday, right, when we went to camp. I don't know if you recall, but Captain Quam had brought that out, you know?
I'm right. And what he said was heavy, because if you look at it, I think you showed a picture where they had a battery or something with a positive or negative. Was that the
right.
picture? Like a lot of, when you in Christianity, you always think your YT people gonna do the positive, but there's
right.
always something negative.
Right.
Like they don't give a damn about us. So it's always gonna be unenlivened towards our people. There's always gonna be something negative towards our people. They always gonna say, they gonna come out like, oh, they love everybody when you're in Christianity, but they don't give a damn about us.
Right.
Like our people want to be positive towards them, but it's always a negative when you being so loving towards them.
Right, sir.
What our people do? Oh, Christ said, forgive everybody, love everybody. He wasn't talking about them. He wasn't talking about your YT oppressor. He got his hands on your guy's neck, or better yet, I could say what? Hit on your neck. And I can't breathe. I can't breathe. They never do nothing negative except destroy our people. That's your negative. They destroy our people. What's the positivity that Negroes got? Let's forgive them. We got that so-called Black Latinos, Native Americans got that heart. Let's just forgive them.
Right.
Let's forget about what they done. When they never forget about what they done. Our people. They never forget about what they done. The nation.
Right.
That's why they destroyed everybody.
Go with God.
You got it.
So like Pastor Kabbalah, you wanted to say something? Oh, did he freeze? He might have froze. I know. Can you hear me, Pastor Kabbalah? Go ahead, sir.
You can hear me, Kabbalah?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Yeah. Can you get 24 and 10 for me, Baba Kashaw?
I'm sorry. Which book?
Everybody, Isaiah, the book of Isaiah.
Come on, Isaiah 24 and 10.
24 and 10.
It's right here.
All right, because everybody's searching for a meaning in this kingdom spiritually, and it is rotten from the inside out.
Right.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it right here. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, verse 10. Khan. Hold on, Salakia. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is the city of confusion is broken down.
It's broken down. Right. So the White House supposed to represent American power. You understand, like control, but now you got gunfire, the panic, the armed response, confusion, right, around the White House itself, and that is prophecy. This kingdom spends trillions on military power, the surveillance, right, the policing, the intelligence, so like agencies, Homeland Security, but yet the chaos still walks right up to its gates. And this ain't just security failure. This is the judgment that America, which is spiritually Babylon, is unstable. And when the kingdom is spiritually rots, you know, the fear, the violence, the madness, and the instability starts to leak into the public's view. And that's why America feels tense nonstop now more than ever. You understand? Because this is the city of confusion. And it's what, Malakma?
It is broken down.
It is broken down. That's the prophecy. Babylon is falling. You hear me?
Right. To rise no more.
It has no legs.
Right.
That's right.
I'll say it again, you know, it has no legs. No legs is gonna fall, man. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. That was the rest of it.
No, yeah, no, it was just that part, you know, it's broken down.
Come.
You understand? Because people mentally are collapsing in public. You know, they're emotionally unstable. They're, you know, America has drugged Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right? We are angry. We have taken upon the spirit of Esau, and you know, we're hateful, and we have detached from reality, and we only do it because we're drugged up, and you know, our men through the Christian church have become effeminate, and we're not men enough to gain back discipline and control and contain ourselves. And that's the reason why we're crashing out all over the internet. People are walking around with no purpose, with no discipline. You hear me? And our people need to turn that spirit around. They need to wake that spirit up. I mean, wake the game up, just like Officer Regalia always says. You hear me? Because if not, America is going to destroy you, like it has been. It's been destroying us through generations, and everybody's paranoid and exhausted, and they're spiritually empty. But you know, you want to take upon the spirit of the Most High God. You come into the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yohana. You understand? And you're going to receive a spirit that you have never known. That is a holy spirit. That is the Bible says that the Most High God is a man of war. You're gonna
Right.
receive a spirit of war because you are out here effeminate. You out here weak and emotional, like a damn hyena. Salakia.
Nah, no sweat.
A hyena.
You know, right.
What you saying is heavy because what they call them now, what they call them, YNs?
YN's concert.
I call them UNs, uneducated Negroes. Black Latinos so-called. You know,
Fuck your mindset.
You
You
a
ain't a real G,
You
homie.
ain't a YN.
Right.
You're a UN. You uneducated.
Right.
And where that problem come from? Because you want to follow the ways of your oppressor.
Right.
Like coming to the ISUPK on the Commander Junior High. Under the Most High in Christ. And you don't know how to get educated on how you supposed to treat a brother. How you supposed to treat a sister. How to not love all these other nations that don't give a damn about you. When you serve that 10, 15 years in prison, that 20 to life, we gonna be there to love you. We gonna be there to show you love regardless. These other nations ain't gonna give a damn about you. All they gonna do is say, oh, he what they call it, he'll crash out. He crashed out. Crash out into the truth. Do that shit. Crash out into this truth.
Damn right, sir.
Let's show
Say
our
it again,
Right.
That's where your love's supposed to go. Between the 12 tribes. And I know, oh, he don't like this. We got into it because of that. You say all that, but you never recognize and realize what the YT man has done us. You don't give a damn what the white man does.
Right.
You always want to talk about what another nigga did you, another Mexican did you, other, you know what I'm saying? Our people, another, you know what I'm saying? But you don't never say what the YT man did your ass.
Right.
You forget about that. You quick to give them sorrow and forgiveness and cry for them. Oh, these Negroes run when what it was what the shit Iran and what it was before that the Ukrainians all them y'all all throwing up their flags. Let's love them and everything, but you don't even love your own goddamn people.
Right.
You don't want to forgive your own people, but you ready to love and cry mom behind some people that don't even know your ass. When you're in the neighborhood, we all in the same neighborhood together, but you don't give a damn about us. You don't care about your own goddamn people going through something. Yeah.
Most
if I could too, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
What you're saying is heavy because you were saying the UN, right? Uneducated. And the thing is that is the reason why we run. What the scripture says that their feet run to evil, right? Speaking about the oppressor, but because we have assimilated to their culture, the destruction and the misery are now our paths. That's our footprint everywhere we go, because we have decided to. The Bible says this, that we are destroyed for lack of knowledge. It is not because we are destroyed for a lack of grind. It is not because we are destroyed for a lack of hustle, a lack of catching bodies. That's not what the Bible. We are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You understand? And the violence in the streets. That's this kingdom is never going to produce peace. In other words. You understand? It's always going to produce tension and contention. So like, what's the word? Yeah, contention, right? Because America is marketed with corruption, right? And while we stay corrupted, that's how they keep us controlled. You understand? Go ahead, Malak. You want to add to that?
I mean, pretty much, brought it out, sir. And it's heavy, and I mean, there's no one more corrupt than this oppressor, man. Our people should definitely pay attention. you know. So yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, you know, I yield.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to get the other stories. Go ahead, sir. Salaki.
If I can, they gotta realize America don't thrive just thrive. They strive and make money off our corruption,
Right.
off us destroying each other. Like
Right.
America ain't just get rich for nothing. They got rich because they use and abuse us. They use and abuse us. That's how they get their power and their money. They look at us. They look at us like we money bags to them. You so-called Black, Latino, Native American. That's how they get their money, by using and abusing us, by corrupting your mind to make you get out there and sell them drugs.
And if I
turn
could,
your sisters to whores. That's how they get rich off us. They make merchandise out of us. Like the scripture say, they make merchandise out of us. With your sports, everything, etc. Like they wouldn't be on top. They wouldn't be the richest goddamn nation if it wasn't for us. You got it?
Right. If I could, sir, like even with the story of what's his name, Sean Gathright, the young brother, the UN who unalived Julio, right? The warden said that they need sweat equity. They need young labor.
Right.
And it's like what you're saying, like they profit off our destruction. They profit off of being uneducated, so like being uneducated to the Most High's knowledge, to the Most High's wisdom, not the American knowledge or what have you, but America nonetheless is falling. It looks powerful outwardly. They are making, like you said, equity off the brothers' labor, because the Bible says that America is spiritually Egypt, and we serve rigored labor. You know what I'm saying? But even though the buildings are still standing, America is waving its flag. The military is flexing.
Right.
But this system is cracking. And people don't even trust the government or the media. The oppressor doesn't even trust each other no more, right? You have people who are what's the Republicans, right, who are going against each other because America is falling. Go ahead, Malagma.
Right.
Go ahead, Bar.
No, I'm gonna say damn right, and they gotta realize. A lot of people gotta realize they've been doing that since the Roman days. You had Democrats and Republicans in the Roman days. They just ain't call themselves Democrats and Republicans. You had the red and blue going against each other way back then. They was fighting each other way back then on who gonna have power, who gonna have structure, who gonna be the rulership. You got it.
Right.
We are right here.
You got it, Malama. I don't know if you want to move on to the next.
Yeah, come real quick.
Ahead.
Right, I did want to play a clip right to segue to the first story, because then I forgot to shout this brother out, right? That didn't that got unalived when the shooting happened, man.
If we could shout out everybody in the chat right now.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah. Let me shout out. So, here, we got newly raised Officer 50 Matamyar. Hey, what's going down, Karnan? Shalom, Northern Christ.
And if you tuning in, check in the comments so we can shout you out.
Right. We got Halat, hey, Shalom, Karnan, Northern Christ. We got Michael Love, hey, Shalom, Northern Christ, Karnan. We have the sister LaBois, Shalom, sis, Yahweh Shema, Latha, Bashim, Yahweh Shai. We got LA Rose 9023. He said blessing facts. Hey, Shalom, Mat. Of course, we had Sister Tarawana, you know, in there. Shalom, sis. Renato Ramirez, hey, shalom. Who else we got up in here? We got QTV Sport. I don't know who they are, man. What's going down, QTV Sport channel. We got someone that just checked in right now. Adolphus Last 1731. He says shalom, shalamat. You know. So man, what's going down? You know, of course, once again, the link is right there in the chat if you want to come and join and drop a comment or a question. You know, if you want to give a commentary on what we're talking about and where you stand on it, you're welcome to come join the conversation and drop your opinion. You know, we're all ears here. But you know, I just wanted to play this clip real quick of the brother that stopped it because I didn't want to do a disservice, man. And we talked about it. We didn't even, forgot about this brother that died.
Them. They are 3 people, but one of the people was well known to all of the kids who went into the school at the Islamic Center. And these kids referred to this security guard as this large, lovable, and protective man. And I want you to listen to how he's described by one of the parents of these kids.
He wasn't just some security guard. This man, knowing him for the last 4 years, I know that he knew he was sacrificing his life. If he didn't take that bullet, they would have easily walked upstairs, and then there's just innocent 8 and younger and women and, people that couldn't defend themselves. I know he's in a better place. I know it's hard to swallow. But just knowing the sacrifice of what he did shouldn't be untold.
The 2 teenage suspects, they died of self-inflicted gunshot wounds. Police say they first got a tip from a mother who lives here on the street with her 17-year-old son. The son had left a suicide note. He was gone. So was the car and her weapons. He had disappeared with a friend wearing camo, and he had left behind a suicide note that contained writings of racial pride. So she called law enforcement, and then the shooting at the Islamic Center of San Diego happened. This is a community that is hurting. They are expected to remember the victims in a vigil sometime on Tuesday. As far as the people who...
So this is him right here, right? His name was what is it? Security guard killed in San Diego Mosque shooting, identified as Amin Abdullah, right? Of course, that thing is a brother that did the job as right? He did his job as a security guard for the mosque, and of course died, right? And judging by his name, I don't know, probably grew up in an Islamic household, or his family, they just followed Islam, or he followed Islam, but point is, man, like if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American, if there's anything to learn from this, right, or take away from this, it's that, stay away from the mosque, stay away from Islam, stay away from Christianity, because the only result that's going to come from it is you're going to lose your life. Your safety is going to be at risk, man. You done lost your life for slavery, right? Them Muslims don't give a damn about you, in all honesty. They care about their people,
Right.
So like,
you say this is a brother? You say this was a brother?
Yeah, I believe this is a brother, sir. I'm not unless you no otherwise. Just real quick, we got in the. And here we got Cruiser 73, Shalom Yabasha Shepakata. It was going down, young man Jesse, his brother checking in from San Diego. Orale.
Yeah, like make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, we got the star one. We got the star one set up. Star one.
Hey, Shalom Shepakata. Michael Love says, Salakia sirs. can we say another reason this is all coming out is because the ISUPK is out in the streets prophesizing, like it says in Mark 4:15?
You know, shit. We've been out prophesying and telling the truth. But a lot of people don't want to hear this truth. And then when something happened, you know, it's like, why did this happen? Because we done told you the truth and you want to accept the truth. You still want to be in your fake religions. You want to follow all these false doctrines and everything. That's why I was going to say, like, what you said, you don't know if he was Muslim or not, the brother.
Right, the security guard.
Yeah, the security guard. This is why we're supposed to separate from all these other nations.
Right.
The scripture said there's only one God. There's no God besides me. You got to recognize and realize the Most High gave you a warning. We give you a warning when we out here teaching the truth. Hey, brother, turn away from this, turn away from that. You shouldn't be out here serving all these false gods and everything. If somebody get unalive, then you wonder why. They ain't take heed to the word that we was telling them. You got it.
Oh God, I'm just trying to see to confirm if this is a brother or not, or was a brother or not. Oh yeah, he was a brother.
But if I could,
I know. Yeah, go
if
ahead,
I
sir.
could, I wanted to tell Michael Love if you could give me Isaiah 13 and 14. This is really the reason why. You know, this is going down. Isaiah 13.
Hey, Salaki to Sharwan. Hey, Shalom, Salaki, real quick. The YouTube channel is the Inconvenient Truth 1969. I'm gonna share the link right here, so you can see the channel. This one right here, if you can see. And that's the what it's called, the profile picture for it. So it's the Inconvenient Truth 1969. Cruiser 73 said, or young man Jesse said, I was actually by the 163 freeway when all the police was heading up to Claremont. Damn near all San Diego police was heading up there. Okay, Khan. But yeah, more than likely that was a brother, man, that lost his life, man, that day. And that's the proof to show, man, that stay away from those religions, man. Had that brother, you know, came to the ISUPK, he'd be alive. You understand? He'd be holding shamar for you know, for us. And then we'll know them shooters would never have been able to get near, you know? That's what's crazy, man, because they would have known to stay away from us. Because we don't welcome Edomites over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Edomites, you are not welcome to come into to over here, man. This is not for y'all because we want to keep our places safe, man. Dylan Storm Roof can never come into our classes. Dylan Storm Roof can never come into our high holy days or our cookouts or any of that, man. Why? To prevent incidents like what happened at that San Diego Mosque. But that was it, sir. I just wanted to, you know, point that out real quick so that brother gets remembered, man. You know, and you know that we don't just, you know, ignore that part. But the shooting that happened in Washington D.C., the shootings in San Diego show the effect white supremacy have and the violence and the threat they are to safety. You understand? That's it.
What you're saying is heavy because
you got that piece of money, Carlos?
I'm getting right now.
Go ahead, sir. Salaki.
No, if you're Edomite, you're a goddamn East Indian, whatever. Which y'all should, if y'all feel sorry, what you should do is pay y'all donations and tithes to the ISUPK. Y'all can't be a part of us, but you can pay them tithes and donations to Commander General and ISUPK.
Right.
Y'all can't be a part of us. Don't get it twisted. You can't be a part of us. But you can pay those tithes and donations. That's what you can do to show that you're sorry, that you have a little bit of little bit of regret in your goddamn, I don't even want to say spirit,
Right.
in your body. You can't pay them tithes and donations. Do that. If you care about so-called Black, Latinos, Native Americans, pay them donations, pay them tithes.
Right.
That's what you need to do. You got it.
All right.
So here's the next story. This is I don't know if if this came on the news
Malama,
of your zone, sir.
You got that precept for me?
Which one? The Mark 4:15?
Isaiah 13 and 14.
Come on, concert. It's right here. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 14. And it shall be as the chastised robe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
Right. And that's the whole point, that we shall gather and unite with our own people. You understand? That's the reason, this is to Michael Love, he asked if it was because we've been prophesying. Yeah, but this is part of the prophecy that we are going to unite and become a family once again under the spirit of Christ, under the banner of the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yohana. You understand that this brother laid his life down, and if he would have had discernment, he would have been able to profile these devils, and he would have closed the door on them. You know what I'm saying? Man, you know what? There's something wrong with these kids, and I know these kids too well. You understand? And he would have locked himself up. He's just doing his job. But if you're gonna lay your life down, you're gonna do it for your own brother. You understand? That's what the Bible says. I'm just paraphrasing that. If you could help me out, how does it go? It's better to lay your life down for your brother.
I'll find it right now.
It's lucky.
No, you don't.
Oh, is it greater love? Greater love hath no man than he laid down his life for his friends.
Right.
There you go. Yeah, I just wanted to paraphrase it. Greater love. You shouldn't have greater love for the heathen. Your love shall be unto your own people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are the true descendants of the biblical Israelites. But Salakia, sir, you want to say something, sir? Salakia.
Salaki. The Michael Love, he be in the Car Chronicles and everything, so he know what we talking about. He ain't coming against us.
Right.
So he know what we talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, I know. He's a student in
He's in our zone, right? He's in our zone. That brother.
Yeah, he's a student out here, sir. I know Michael Love. He be tuning into my Lasharon classes.
If I could,
letting them know that if brothers is losing their life, is because the Lord is letting us know that if you're gonna lose your life to your own brother, Salaki, that was the point that I was trying to make. You understand?
What you saying?
We're gonna turn to our own people. We're gonna say, man, you know what? Go ahead, sir. Salaki.
No, Salaki. What I'm saying. What you saying is correct, because we supposed to lay our life on the line. That's what we do when we go out to camp. We lay our life on the line for each other, because you never know what's gonna happen at camp.
Right.
But we want to be unalive for each other. We lay our life on the line for each other every goddamn time. When you going out teaching this truth, there's people that's gonna like it. There's people that's not gonna like it. So you never know what's gonna happen. We at camp teaching this truth all the time. You never know what's gonna happen at camp. But the thing is, we'll lay our life on the line for each other. But now you got it.
If I could, right? Shout out Officer
Thunya. I just wanted to say. Go ahead, Kanal, you got it.
No, so like I just shout out Officer Thunya Allah real quick, sir. He's checking in from Austin, Texas. What's going down, Kanal? And he also shared the precept for you. It's John 15 and 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man laid down his life for his friends.
Yeah, Khan, you know, the brother done lay his life down for people that have does not have his best interest in mind.
Right.
Will they pay for his funeral? I doubt it. You understand? Will they help? I don't know if he has children. Will they help support his family? I doubt it. You understand?
Right.
But this is the proof that blacks and Hispanics should rule the world, because
Right.
we protect. You understand? No one else protects like black and Hispanics. And in America, we do it on the left-hand side.
Right.
According to our Constitution, according to the Bible, we are going to do it, and we're starting to do it in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We're doing it on the right-hand side, which is the righteous way. You understand?
Right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
So say it again.
You know, you signed up for that job, but you know, don't take it serious, because they don't take your life serious. And this is the proof that you need to start having discernment. You need to start profiling these damn devils, man. Don't doubt it that they're trying to come in and unalive, because they believe in the Nazi spirit. They believe in the theory of so like not the theory. What was it? The doctrine of discovery.
The manifest destiny.
What's it called, Malagma? Not discovery. What was the other one?
Manifest destiny. Manifest destiny.
There you go. They believe in manifest destiny. You understand? But that's what I just wanted to say. Salaki.
Nah, no sweat. Yeah, we can segue into the,
if you want to
last
the story. We're ready.
Yeah, I got it ready.
Top of the hour.
Yeah, we can top it out. So we can talk about this one real quick.
Gallons of oil.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Salaki, real quick. Right, because the Bible says this: feed the sheep. Who are the sheep? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's what I wanted to say. Salaki, go ahead.
Salaki, sir, damn right. Damn right.
Say it again, folks.
You know, but yeah, Cruiser 73 said, Salaki, young man.
Salaki, can
So, what was that, sir?
It's like what I was gonna say.
Now,
what you say is heavy, because like Christ he said, though we are two sticks, he gonna bring us back to one. Nah, you got it.
Go ahead, officer, coming out. Salaki, you bringing up.
Come on.
Man, let me say this real quick. You be bringing out that fire, officer commandant, that them small hats, man, be trying to jam your signal up, man. That's what it is. That's what it is. You bringing out that heavy. They don't want you bringing that information out, sir. That's what it is, man. That's what it's not a coincidence, man. You know. Oh man.
Yeah,
so like, go ahead, sir.
Like I said, if I could, I was gonna say, can we do the other story, the one the explosion instead of the oil?
Okay.
So we could close it out.
Okay.
So like,
all right,
like it.
Nah, no sweat. Here we go. All right, let's do this one.
Thousands of lives have now been upended. Emergency crews are trying desperately to keep a tank filled with thousands of gallons of a highly toxic and flammable chemical from leaking or exploding.
A crack has been discovered in the tank, and that may be a positive development. Now, take a look at these pictures. We've got team coverage of the crisis. Sarah Welch has been talking to experts about the potential health effects.
But first, we go to Rachel Menitoff at the media staging area away from the hazmat scene in Cyprus. Rachel, how are things at this hour?
Karine, Rick, as you mentioned, crews found a small crack or a fissure in the tank, which could be reducing the internal pressure and also reduce the chances of a more major explosion. So this is buying some time for the first responders out here and also giving people a little bit of cautious optimism. Here are the latest updates from the Orange County Fire Chief.
During that operation, our firefighters went in and they were able to visualize the tank. What they found was a potential crack in the tank, which could potentially be relieving some of the pressure in there. We took that information, we got data on it, and right now this morning what we're doing is we are vetting and validating that information. With this new information, it could change our trajectory and our strategy to this event.
And this emergency began after the tank's own cooling system failed, allowing a highly toxic and flammable chemical called methyl methacrylate to heat up. There's anywhere from 6,000 to 7,000 gallons of MMA inside this tank, which is located at the GKN Aerospace Facility in Garden Grove. Ever since, crews have been using sprinkler systems to continuously cool the outside of the tank. They want to keep it below 85. The tank gauge right now has been sitting at 100 degrees, but they don't know the exact temperature because the gauge only goes up to 100. So it could be even higher. Because officials think the tank might eventually leak, they are building barriers and holding areas to trap and channel the liquid into controlled areas rather than letting it spread across streets and into storm drains. 50,000 people in Garden Grove and 5 other cities have been told to evacuate, and shelters around here are filling up fast. Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency and is requesting much more federal assistance. In the meantime, there's already at least one class action lawsuit filed against the aerospace company, and the OC district attorney is also investigating.
So obviously GKN understands it has significant exposure. Its apology.
Okay, so real quick, I want to add right. What's happening is that this is a chemical tank at a factory, which that factory I believe produces some kind of parts for weaponry, or it's aerospace technology, right, for ESA. And what's going on is that for whatever reason, right, the tank is like overheating. The cooling system failed, as they said, and they're trying to keep that tank from overheating so that it doesn't explode. I don't know how much of that material is or how like powerful it is if it does explode, but they evacuated, I think, a good amount of people, and it's crazy because we were touching on the fact that earlier Esau was blessed with the sword, but and that goes to Esau making weapons, and this is how they make their weapons. They think to make up bombs and missiles and all types of things, right? That are a risk to us. I mean, I don't know what the demographics is of that area where the factory is, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Israelites there. I would be surprised.
And so they gonna make up this lie right now.
Come.
You know damn right they do test runs after test runs.
Right.
But this time y'all ain't do a test run. The shit just cracked out with spraying everywhere.
It's the DEI, sir. They're gonna blame it on the DEI.
Right, right. We know they do test runs on every goddamn thing they do. It's like they did studies on our people. They did studies after studies after studies after studies.
Right.
But you gonna tell me right here, y'all ain't do a test run, then it just happened, and we don't know why it happened, blah blah blah. Y'all did a test run multiple times. They ain't gonna tell you they did a test run. They gonna just say something, leak it out. You got it.
So like, Kamala, you want to say anything?
Yeah, you're right, sir. That and this is the thing that America always builds systems that quietly poison, the people, while they sell the image of safety and progress and luxury. Because in that city where this is going on, this is like in Anaheim. What's the city exactly, Malakma?
Garden Grove.
But it's in that area, and America always hides the danger behind entertainment and luxury. Like out there, this is Orange County, right, Malakma?
Yeah.
And Orange County gets sold like paradise. You got Disneyland out there, you have resorts, you have palm trees, you have tourism. You know, there's a lot of money, you know, and you know, Orange County is considered like safe neighborhoods, and everything looks clean, and it looks commercialized, and everything looks peaceful. So like a peaceful, right? Everything looks good on social media, but right behind the fantasy sits a chemical plant. You understand? The industrial pressure that when you have people's lives that are being gambled just to keep production moving. You know, they had told these people, what is it? How many hours did they have, Malama, or something like that, like 40 hours to evacuate?
Right, something like that.
Right, and
yeah,
the real issue is that there's people living next to danger while they fantasize about, you know, Disneyland resorts and palm trees.
Right.
You know, and if I could, Carnal, if you could get Nahum 3:1.
I'm right, and it's like the crazy thing is you got this on camera.
Go ahead, sir.
Nah, all this on camera right now. Y'all was out there before the cameras even rolled when y'all should took care of the situation before the camera rolled.
Right.
With all this shit on camera, you gonna wait till the news people get out there and record this and put this on camera when y'all was already out there when all this was happening. You couldn't solve the situation then. You had to wait till you get on camera and talk about it. That's how you know the YT man is devil the Bible speaks of. When you could have took care of this situation before the goddamn cameras got out there. You got it.
Right. I have it right here, sir. The book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not.
Yeah, you can't. You know, that is modern Babylon. It is surviving off the, you know, manipulation of image. All right, they make it seem like it's a safe neighborhood. Meanwhile, in the backyard, you have a plant that's about to explode. You know, people's lives are in danger. You know, and these same people are cleaning hotels. They're building construction sites. You know, they're taking care of landscaping. You know, they are making the neighborhoods rich. They're working, you know, warehouses, factories. You know, what did the pandemic call essential work? These are essential workers.
Right.
You understand? And now these people are forced to evacuate because the oppressors focusing on producing money, producing construction, and that is what profits them first. And then they think about the workers, because the communities always, the Black, Hispanic, and Native communities always come last. You don't know that because then you know what Officer Matabar be saying, that you know you're unlearned. You understand?
Right.
That is the cold part. That most people never notice the danger until something is almost blowing up.
Right.
Salakia, y'all got it. Salakia.
If I could, I want to read a comment real quick, sir. This is from young man Jesse. Oh, dang, where's my he said, Salaki, sir, I don't know why Esau be messing with volatile chemicals. For example, cars and other motors can run on water, but nah, they want to destroy the earth for money. Shaking my head. And that's heavy. He brought that out. You know, it goes back to the previous story, or the story. If we can, I'll touch on it a little bit just so because it ties in with it, you know, before we close out. But you know, man, like this oppressor has his hand in everything, and just destroys the environment, and it's a threat to the environment. I'm gonna finish playing more of this video real quick.
Might eventually leak. They are building barriers and holding areas to
currently displaced with no idea about what the potential impact of this tank malfeasance issue today is far from adequate. So obviously GKN understands it has significant exposure. Its apology letter that it issued today is far from adequate. 50,000 of my constituents are currently displaced with no idea about what the potential impact of this tank malfeasance might be for their community.
And air monitoring has not detected any harmful chemical levels so far, which is good, but crews are still worried about the possibility of a spill or an explosion, what kind of impact this would have on the community. Things really uncertain right now, and crews are literally taking this situation hour by hour. That's the very latest from Cyprus tonight. I'm Rachel Menitoff. Rick Kareen, back to you.
Rachel, we appreciate it. Thanks. And for those tens of thousands of people who have been evacuated, the waiting game just continues.
Several evacuation centers are at capacity tonight, with new ones opening to bring in more people. Lindsay Pena is live in Anaheim with that part of the story.
Go ahead, sir.
I was gonna say, if I could, while this disaster is happening, these bastards are gonna still collect billions. Meanwhile, the people are inhaling chemicals. You know, and they're living one disaster away from chaos.
Like how big of a threat is this? If this thing goes off, are we looking at an explosion like what happened in Lebanon? Y'all remember that explosion back in 2020, 2021, when that plant caught on fire and then was a big explosion that damaged the entire city? You know,
I was gonna say I wouldn't believe nothing these devils saying.
Right.
I wouldn't believe nothing they saying because they do it on purpose.
Right.
You got it.
Oh God, I'm gonna play a little bit more.
Lindsay, so many people looking for a place to stay.
Either way, they're gonna profit.
Absolutely. The demand is growing. As you said, some 50,000 people displaced from their homes because of this hazardous situation. We're at Savannah High School here in Anaheim, and this shelter is now at capacity. And we want to talk more about the situation here and surrounding communities. And to do that is Mike Lister with the city of Anaheim. He joins us now. Thank you so much for being with us.
Indeed. Thank you. So things are going very well under what, of course, is a challenging situation for families. We have about 250 folks here. It is families, it is individuals. We have dogs, we have cats, we have parrots. It is really a warm, inviting place that is making the best of a challenging situation.
Go ahead, sir.
You heard where he had to bring them the animals. We got dogs, we got cats.
Right.
Like he only like this shit be propaganda.
Right.
Like you don't give a damn about the people. He got dogs, he got cats. Animals supposed to live off the land, and they got that.
We'll say it again, folks.
Right, sir.
He's worried more about the damn animals.
Right.
We'll say it again, folks.
Somebody say something?
Sly, that's a sound bite, because you're bringing out something heavy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like we got dogs, we got cats. You know the YT man, they love animals over us. They'll pick a cat or dog before they pick our people. We got dogs, we got cats. Ain't nobody give a damn about the dog and the cats.
Right.
They can survive regardless. They're gonna live off the land. The Most High always say, even if I feed the animals, which you know, what I do for y'all. I'm paraphrasing. But we talk about our people that's suffering to get through this. But you got it.
If I could, right? Michael Love said this. He said that chemical mixture is an inhalation hazard. I transport hazmat materials for my slavery. So, Michael Love, you have more of a like knowledge on what this stuff is, right? And the danger it can do, right? The damage it can do to people. You know, Salakia.
We were just hearing some of those animals
Indeed.
up here because they've made a lot of space and everything is.
If I could, I did want to add this, right? Just before I go, this right here shows that when things go down, right? When the situation gets really bad, you're on your own. They gonna order you to evacuate, and you really don't got nowhere to go. All the shelters are full, and I think it was like 40,000 people that got to be evacuated. They can't even provide emergency the right adequate amount of emergency shelter for the people that they're evacuating. You understand? We saw this when the fires in what is it in Altadena and in Malibu, whatever it was, burned, and they had nowhere for a lot of these people. These people had nowhere to go. You know?
Yeah, I'm right. No, who they got a place for they got a place for animals to go.
Right.
They got the shelters for the animals. Because they animals. So they relate to the animals.
Right.
So they ain't got a place for us to go. They gonna downplay it.
Right.
But they got a place for the animals to go. They ain't got a place for us to go. Right. When you so-called Black, Latino, Native American. They got a place for the animals. You got it.
Atanyala says, Salaki, if I may, sir, how long has this been happening before media coverage? That's a good question. I don't know, man. This might have been happening for a good amount of time. Then someone might have just, blown the whistle, as they say, and it got the coverage necessary, because who knows, man? These oppressors hide a lot of things.
For the folks that show up, but we do want to stress that this shelter is at capacity now, but you guys are in discussions trying to, just take things as they come and figure out what else you might do and if other shelters need to be open.
Indeed. So we are in close contact. All of the impacted cities are with our county partners, and it is an ongoing discussion about adding capacity as we need it. There are more people in need of shelter than there are cots and spaces at this moment. We saw the fairgrounds open up for RVs. That helps. And that conversation continues to try and help people get through this very difficult situation.
And to talk about that particular location.
I'm going to say this, man. They're saying the shelter's at capacity, and I'm seeing that one of the people right there that, are like, I don't know, they're in the shelter or outside waiting, but it looked like it was a sister, And then they're talking about they open up the fairgrounds for the people that own RVs. How come you couldn't fit everybody at the fairgrounds? The fairgrounds is pretty big property, man. And let me say this, right? The majority of people that own RVs. Who's the majority of people that own RVs? And need I say it? White people, man. Oppressors. Michael Love said, I'm surprised they have it in that area. That's a heavily populated area. Schools and malls are around there. I believe it's been a week and a half since this incident. Good night. And they're barely covering it now.
I'm right. And did you see where they showed the cat? The cat was in the cage?
Right.
They got a place for that goddamn animal.
They don't got a place for the people, though.
Exactly. Salaki.
Nah, you too out, sir.
There are hookups for some 25 RVs, but there isn't exactly a hookup for every single RV, so people need to be aware of that.
They do. As it's our understanding, there's about 100 spaces, 25 with hookups, but many folks who are familiar with RVs,
that would go against
for a period.
Yeah. So, sure.
You just saw it again.
Yeah,
They got a soft, lovable place for the animal.
Right.
You got it.
Time. So it does help with the situation.
As far as donations, you've seen a lot of people. You've seen a lot of people come and try to drop off either food or clothes, and you just want to make sure that people understand that may not be the best thing to do right now.
Yes, we appreciate it. It's so well intended and it shows the best of people, but it will represent a challenge for a shelter like this if we have to process and go through a lot of items that may not necessarily be needed. The best way people can help is to make a financial contribution to the Red Cross, a known trusted agency, and that money will work its way down to this and other shelters here in the county.
All right, Mike Lister with the City of Anaheim, thank you so much for being with us this evening. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those other shelters and evacuation centers that are open. Los Amigos High School, rather, does still have some space available, but the rest of those
So it's like I found this real quick.
I do have to report that the temperature was 90 degrees. Yesterday morning, it was 77 degrees when we backed out. It's been averaging about a degree an hour.
Right.
Unfortunately, I do have to report that the temperature was 90 degrees. Yesterday morning, it was 77 degrees when we backed out. It's been averaging about a degree an hour increasing.
Thousands of nearby residents remain evacuated amid this hazardous crisis. KTLA's Omar Lewis is live in Los Alamitos with the latest on the unfolding hazmat situation. Omar.
We can tell you this morning, still no timeline for when families will be able to enter their homes again. Want to take you to the video here this morning and tell you how all of this started. You may remember on Thursday here over at this aerospace facility called GKN Aerospace on Western Avenue. That's when a storage tank began heating up and releasing vapors. Inside that tank, 7,000 gallons of methacrylate, a highly flammable chemical used to make plastics. We know that it is toxic, but the full extent of its effect on people is not known. By Friday morning, crews thought they had things under control, but things took a turn for the worse. For the broader community, evacuation orders cover the area north of Trask Avenue, south of Ball Road, east of Valley View Street, and west of Dale Street.
Letting this thing just fail and blow up is unacceptable to us. Our goal is to find something and not allow that happen, not let it damage our community, not let it damage our environment. That's unacceptable. So we're going to continue with that out-of-box thinking, with those other plans. Unfortunately, I do.
So that's crazy. So like, sir, I know we're pressed for time, but I think it's necessary we cover at least briefly the thing of the oil spill in East LA to compare, right? Because you're seeing a response to this chemical explosion, right? To the chemical tank. Go ahead, sir.
If I could, I wanted to say this because you had a big rig, that said Red Cross, right? You saw that, Malagma?
Right.
One of the
right.
The video.
Right.
Right, and this is the thing that the Red Cross is in partnership. Aren't churches providing? This is one thing that the brother said. The brother said, "Don't give no aid or food or clothes, but gives us, the money." Shaking my head. This is the thing that the Red Cross is partnered with churches. Why aren't the churches providing aid, food, and clothing? Because they don't care about people. All they care about is their dollars. You understand? That's one thing that I seen a big red truck that said Red Cross. Now I think that they were probably started off by some Christian, some Christian man or what have you. But this is the thing. All these churches are empty. Everybody's leaving the goddamn church. How come they can't make it a shelter? Why can't they turn those churches into shelters? Nobody's in there.
Right.
You understand? Like help the damn people out. But yeah, Kana, you want to segue to the next story?
Yeah,
that ties in.
That's right. It's connecting because look at the response. Right, they're doing everything they can to prevent that thing from exploding, that tank, and then they're evacuating people and showing how toxic and deadly that chemical is. Right now, look at the oil spill in East LA.
Hey, Salaki, if I can, what he just said in that video, when he said our community, I guarantee you he don't live in the community.
Right.
You got.
No, he don't.
All right.
This afternoon, a concerning oil spill that started in East LA. It happened when a construction crew struck a pipeline.
Since then, the oil has entered a storm drain and reached the LA River. NBC4's Alex Rozier live right now in East LA with the emergency response to this crisis. Alex.
Colleen and Michael, LA County Fire says that a construction company was drilling a fiber optic line across the street when it ruptured the oil pipeline. I want to give you a different look from photojournalist Tom Bravo's live truck camera from up top here. Look at the top of your screen. After that pipeline ruptured right around there, oil started spilling onto the street. It went into the storm drain. We have video that appears to show oil for miles in the LA River. At Cesar Chavez and Eastern Avenue in East Los Angeles, Gilbert Hernandez bus stop is closed.
I'm going to have to walk a few blocks. I don't know how far.
But Gilbert knows that's the least of the worries after what happened at this intersection early this morning.
I don't know what their plans are, but they need to take care of this seriously and take care of it quickly.
LA County Fire says around 3:30 this morning, a construction company was drilling a fiber optic line when it struck a 16-inch oil pipeline that runs from Kern County to the Port of Long Beach.
The communications company was doing about a 6-inch drill of fiber optic cable, and in doing so is when they may have damaged that pipeline.
As oil spilled onto the street, LA County Fire's Jonathan Torres said it took 30 minutes to shut off the pressurized pipeline, so a significant amount of oil spilled into a nearby storm drain.
We have estimates right now of about 2,400 gallons as we speak. Unfortunately, it did get into the storm drain. We do know that it did make it to the LA
Yeah,
River.
look at that.
Eric Laughlin is with the California Department of Fish and Wildlife's Office of Spill Prevention and Response.
We have a specialist who's working to assess how much spilled, how much got into the river, and also how far down the river it got.
As Eric's team works on their assessment, News Chopper 4 flew over the LA River, and video appears to show oil in the river starting around Firestone Boulevard and Southgate. LA County Fire says as of now, they think some of the oil may have traveled in the river about 8 miles, all the way to the 710 and 91 split. What is your biggest concern right now?
You know, our priorities are protecting environmental resources like wildlife, the safety of the public, the safety of responders. Those are our priorities in response right now. At this time, we have activated the Oiled Wildlife Care Network out of UC.
Go ahead, sir.
What did he say at first? Did he say the people first, or did he say wildlife?
Wildlife.
That's how they. That's how you know they don't give a damn about the so-called Black, Latino, Native American.
Right.
He said the wildlife first. Play that back one more time, Bubba Shaw, if I can.
Okay.
Are protecting environmental resources.
All the way to the 710 and 91 split. What is your biggest concern right now?
You know, our priorities are protecting environmental resources like wildlife, the safety of the public, the safety of responders. Those are our priorities in response right now.
He asked what is the concern first. The first concern they got is the wildlife, not the people. He didn't say the people first. He said the goddamn wildlife.
Right.
You got it.
I was going to say real quick, how many people were evacuated from the area? None. When did they issue an evacuation order? Not one. And I'm trying to find footage, right, of
That's the whole point I was making. Like, they didn't give a damn about the people first. They gave a damn about the wildlife first. Because that's what Esau is.
Right.
Esau is the devil the Bible speaks of. He cared about the wildlife first. You got it?
Right. I'm trying to find a clip, right? There's a clip of a person talking about the odor and the stench, you know, and how it's making them sick, making them feel faint, you know.
Right. And then that's how you know Esau is the devil again. Because you say the wildlife when y'all always unaliving the wildlife. That's why everything on the goddamn earth is extinct. All the goddamn animals and everything. But you won't say the wildlife first. Before the people, you say the wildlife. You got it.
Like it. And I was gonna say, right, that they didn't order an evacuation order, and they were complaining about the smell, right, and how it's making them feel sick. Meanwhile, the neighborhood in Garden Grove, they're at least evacuating them, right? Cruiser said you can tell they don't think these things too well. Like a drill punctured a line. I would imagine a bad earthquake can do more than just puncture a line, right? And I'm gonna say this, right? They said that thing was only leaking for 30 minutes. For it to spill that much and go all the way down to the ocean because it reached the riverbed had to have been longer than 30 minutes, man. You know, that thing probably had been going on for hours. You know, but of course they're not. They're trying to say just a little bit. It's a lot, man. It made it all the way down to the ocean.
At this time, we have activated the Oiled Wildlife Care Network out of UC Davis, and so they're en route, and they'll be on scene if we do get reports of oiled wildlife. At this time, we haven't received any reports.
Did you not say wildlife again?
Agencies are involved in the cleanup and the spill response. Now, if you live nearby, you may notice an odor coming from the spill. LA County Fire says right now there are no health concerns for people nearby.
Imagine that. You heard that, right? He said there's no health concerns for the people nearby. And there was a person that they interviewed that said how he smelled. I gotta find that clip real quick, man. I shared it. Let me see. Let me double check. See if I shared it right here. You know, because he's saying that it's no threat to the health. You know, no threat to their health. It's gonna be okay. You know, that's what they're telling them. All right, let me check. Let me check right here in my profile. You know, and I need to play this because this needs to be shared. You know. So, like, meanwhile, anything you want to say, Kamada?
I wanted to get a scripture, Kanad, but
come, sir, no problem.
What were you gonna get?
I wanted to get so I was watching the news, a news report earlier, and they were interviewing one of the residents, and he was saying how it was making him feel dizzy. Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Oh, okay, yeah, kind.
You know,
I mean, I've changed, you know, the filter and the oil on my vehicle, and I know how that smells, man. I can only imagine, like, if it's, you know, gallons. I think it was like 200,000. I mean, 2,000 gallons that were spilled, right? Something like that. 200, like almost 3,000 gallons.
Right.
God.
Well, I got the link right here. I'm gonna share this in the chat, and I'm gonna share this on the so we can close up back, get up out of here. So I know we at the top of the hour, man. All right, here's this. It was this one right here. Now listen to this. And then so what was the scripture you wanted?
Oh yeah. If you get Habakkuk 2:11.
Habakkuk 2:11. Okay.
Yeah, because America is decaying in real time. You know, the LA River looks like the spirit of America itself. You know, it's drained, it's polluted, it's artificial, and it's dying slowly.
Right.
You know, if you could get that for me, Carl.
I got it right here. I got it right here, sir. This is Habakkuk 2. You said 2:12, right? This is the book of
11.
Habakkuk, chapter 2. 2:11. Okay. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Did you want me to read verse 12?
Right, so if I could, well, okay, you can read verse 12.
Okay.
Let me see.
Woe to him that built up a town with blood, establishes a city by iniquity.
Yeah, Khan. But the point is that even the stone is testifying against this place.
Right.
You know, the river, the poison air, you know, the land is testifying against America. And the infrastructure is collapsing.
Right.
And it's testifying against itself. And what does it say? Woe to what?
Woe to him that built up a town with blood, and woe to him that establishes a city by iniquity.
That is the oppressor, man. He has built America for profit. And then trying to profit, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans get destroyed.
Right.
You know, that is what's wrong with this kingdom. And this kingdom must burn.
Right.
And woe is destruction.
Right.
Right. America is going to burn with thermonuclear fire.
Right.
And you can tell who rules the earth by the condition of the earth.
Right.
The Bible says this, that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who runs the earth? Who's ruling the earth right now?
Right.
The troglodyte.
Right.
The cave dweller. The oppressor, the settler. He is the one who's ruling the earth. And you can tell that the Salakia, what was I gonna say? You can tell that it must burn, because the scripture says that when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. But when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. And it's time for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to rule, because the earth is testifying against the oppressor. You understand?
Right. Salakia, I got this right here.
Thousands of gallons into storm drains and the LA River. Fox 11's Susan Hirasun is live where the pipe burst this morning and has the latest. Susan.
Christine, yeah, that was early this morning, just after between 3 and 3:30. And lo, these many hours later, I'm going to get out of the way so that you can see that the activity here at Eastern Avenue and Cesar Chavez Boulevard continues as they are, we believe, marking up the street, because eventually they're going to have to saw through the asphalt in order to get to that leaking pipeline. Now, let me get you to look at what it looked like early this morning. If you take a look at this view, you see how much icky, gooey oil was in the streets and what they had to do to get it cleaned up But also the other concern was to keep the oil from getting to the LA River. This afternoon, the oil did indeed get there, and that's what triggered a response from Department of Fish and Wildlife's Oil Spill Prevention and Administration. We talked to Eric Laughlin. He had this to say about his goals now that the oil is in the LA River.
We've got multiple sites in the LA River downstream from here where we have contracted crews that are working to contain the oil. It's obviously more concentrated where it first entered the river, but the crews are set up multiple sites at the Highway 91. They're out there trying to contain it. And so we're doing everything we can to minimize the impact to the environment.
And this is the
Look
view
at
from
that.
Sky Fox.
Look at
Sky
that,
Fox
man.
sort of
There's
followed
more
the
than
trail
30
of the
minutes of
crude
leaking.
oil and noticed, of course, that it
Damn.
did stop at the 91 freeway. So that was good news. They didn't want it to continue on to the ocean. Quite a bit of oil is still pooled in a certain area. But again, right now, there's kind of like a sheen that is headed towards that area near the 91 freeway. So after there was this big response from LA County Fire, many other agencies came as well to deal with this situation, including AQMD, the Air Quality Management District, mentioned the Fish and Wildlife. Hazmat was here as well as Health Hazmat. And here's what the LA County Fire Public Information Officer had to say about this whole day.
The petroleum that's out, thank God it's safe, so it's no risk to the community's health. But when you have that, you definitely don't want to inhale it. You want to close your windows. You want to make sure that you stay away from the scene. We have it blocked off from all entry points. So the goal is to make sure you stay away from it while the companies and the workers make sure they do their job.
All right, so there is no telling when the traffic will open up here. This is a highly trafficked intersection, not far from LA County Sheriff Department, et cetera. But right now, just a dynamic situation. Reporting live in East Los Angeles, I'm Susan Hirasuna. Back to you.
Hard at work there behind you. Thanks, Susan.
No sweat. That wasn't it. But that's just to show, right, the nature of the problem and how, you're seeing a different story, hearing a different story with that, More oil spill, man, and they're saying it's safe, but why are they telling you to close the windows if it's not safe, if it's safe, right? Some, just what they say, the math ain't mathing, like something's just not right. And one thing we know about this oppressor is that he's known to lie and not tell the truth. He's known to lie and say it's safe, and it's really dangerous. And later on, you're going to find out, they were wrong for that. I gotta find that article, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, sir.
Brother Michael Love said it was safe, but you don't want to inhale it.
Right. Right.
What the hell?
Right.
Like, the LA River ain't dirty or polluted by accident. It is the reflection of America. You understand?
Right.
Like, the Bible says at the bottom, what is it? Revelations 18 and 18. 11 and 18. It says, destroy them which destroy the earth. Who is destroying the earth? The oppressor.
Right.
The oppressor is destroying the earth, and he must be destroyed. And the ones who seek mercy, meaning, they donate to the school, just like Officer Matabar said, they bow down and kiss the boots. You understand? They are going to Salakia, what was I going to say?
Oh, here it is. This sir, I found it. I think this is it right here, the video. Oh yeah, here we go. I found the clip. I found it. So let me share this real quick because I want to share what the brother said, man.
Mm-hmm.
Then we
drains, so they are hard at work trying to keep that from getting into the LA River and the larger environment. They say it'll be days-long efforts, but their main mission is to protect the environment. As residents tell us, they woke up to an overwhelming smell of crude oil. Listen.
Hey, Salaki.
This morning I got up about 5 to go, you know.
Go ahead, sir.
If I can, what he said their main mission was?
To clean, to protect the wildlife, or protect the environment constantly.
It wasn't the people.
Right.
It was to protect the environment.
Right.
That's wow. And even news reporting, their main mission was to protect the environment, not the people, not the so-called Black Latinos, Native Americans. It was to protect the environment. You got it.
Right. And so, like I said, if I could, because I just remember what I wanted to say, because I didn't want to leave it open-ended and make somebody believe that the oppressors who want to receive mercy by donating or kissing boots. What I really wanted to say is that the oppressors who donate and kiss boots, right, they're gonna be contained. But the ones who continue to destroy, who care about the wildlife before they even care about humanity, those have to be unalived. You understand? Like they have to be destroyed because they don't care about human life. They only care about profit. You know, like they only care about what makes dollars. And even back in the day, they cared about what was it? I think it was in Australia. In Australia, not so long ago, it was burning. You was able to see the smoke from the other side of the ocean from California, and they cared about wildlife. You know, they don't care about human life. They disregard human life. They rather shed blood, and then they want to go out and protect wildlife. That's the reason why they must be destroyed, because they destroy the earth. They put wildlife in danger, and then they turn around and say we must protect wildlife. That is insane. That is hypocrisy. You understand? Because the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. He is a deceiver. He's a manipulator. You understand? He makes you believe that he has the best interest about wildlife, but he puts wildlife in danger and then turns around and says we got to protect the wildlife. That is insane.
Damn right. Like they get rid of 90% of the wildlife, and then they want to turn around and say they're trying to protect the wildlife. Like that's diabolical. When you the ones that's destroying the wildlife and the people of the land, you're destroying both of them. You got it.
You got it, Malama.
So I all of a sudden it hit me because I used to grind fiberglass, so I'm very sensitive to chemicals. And this site just lit up on me. So I went in, closed all my doors and everything up.
What hit you? Was it the
It was
smell?
A crude oil smell. It was a crude oil smell. It's very pungent, very strong.
Concern for your safety, for your health?
Very much so. I'm 61, so yes, my health concerns me. Everything concerns me. Because this is ridiculous. How do we have pipelines running through that we don't even know we have here? And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 schools within the local area, especially through the city like this. This is ridiculous where they can explode. I mean, how did this pipe explode? That's what I like to know. How old are these pipes, and how did it explode? Does it have anything to do with the construction that was hearing all for the past? It's been almost 2 weeks. I've been hearing construction in the night, late night, which I think is ridiculous. And I'm talking about jackhammers going.
All right, back here live. The Highway Patrol issuing a SIG alert for the closure of this area, this intersection. The fire department says is going to be shut down for hours, and he says it's going to take crews days for their cleanup efforts. They say it's a lot of manual work, also fleshing out the lines to make sure this is all cleaned up. They are hard at work, as you can see here as we speak. And I can tell you, just being here, the overwhelming smell of oil, of petroleum, is just hits you right when you get out of your car, right when you drive into the area. You can see it sort of still, the residue of it still on the street. And that is what crews are going to be hard at work, working all day today, if not the next couple of days, in order to clean up. Guys, back to you.
So as you heard the brother say, right, he's saying how it affected him, right, and made it like the left side of his face like get irritated or lit up. He said lit up, like if it has some kind of reaction to the smell, and that it's toxic. You understand? So why didn't they evacuate this neighborhood, the immediate area, right? They did it in Garden Grove, but they didn't do it in East LA. You understand? Because they don't care. They don't care about the lives of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Garden Grove, let me say this, right? Let's look at the demographics of Garden Grove real quick.
You know what's crazy, Malakma? That they're going out stealing oil. Meanwhile, they're spilling oil.
Right.
That is insane.
And look, this is the demographics of Garden Grove, right? And why you were seeing like some of the like where they were having issues of housing people, man. It says Garden Grove has a highly diverse population, primarily comprising Asian and Hispanic communities, according to recent estimates from the U.S. Census Bureau Quick Facts. The racial and ethnic demographics of the city are as follows. Asian, 43.1%, largely represented by the Vietnamese and Korean communities. Hispanic or Latino, 37.1%, primarily of Mexican descent. White, non-Hispanic, 15.9%. Two or more races, 16%. Black or African American, 1.2%. And then American Indian and Alaska Native, 0.9%. Native Hawaiian and other Pacific Islanders, 0.3%. Additionally, the city is a major hub for immigrants, with approximately 46.2% of its population born outside the United States. Now let's go to East LA. East Los Angeles is overwhelmingly Hispanic and an overwhelmingly Hispanic and Latino community, with this demographic making up approximately 96% of its population. The racial and ethnic breakdown is highly concentrated, with small percentages of non-Hispanic white and Asian residents comprising the remaining population. Detailed racial and ethnic background. According to the demographic data from the U.S. Census Bureau Quick Facts, the racial and ethnic composition of East LA is as follows. Hispanic or Latino, 95.5%. White alone, 2.2%. Asian alone, 1.3%. Two or more races, 0.1%. American Indian and Alaska Native alone, 2.8%. Includes Hispanic identifying Native Americans. Black or African American alone, 0.6%. And then Hawaiian and other Pacific Islander alone, 0%, right? And the community profile, East Los Angeles is recognized as one of the largest and most established Hispanic communities in the United States because the vast majority of residents identify as Hispanic. Demographers as classify East LA as having a very low diversity index, as most randomly selected individuals belong to the same ethnic group. Additionally, nearly 40% of the population is foreign-born, and over 80% of households speak a language other than English at home. So you see the difference, right, in the demographics, and you see the difference in the treatment, man. You know, they semi-evacuated Garden Grove, right, but East LA did nothing. You know. That Michael Love was saying, that's what I was speaking of. Many people don't know the amount of oil LA County produces, especially between Hollywood to Long Beach. You know what, Michael Love, especially I'm by Long Beach, right? And there's a big history of all the oil fields out here, right? There's a place called Signal Hill, and it is like it originally was for a big oil field, man. It's still there, man. You see the oil rigs and all that right there, you know. And then, young man Jesse said, we know as Mexicans never fill those out. So we're missing some numbers, please. Undocumented, right. Plus undocumented, right. So that's why they're not bothering to, they don't care about, you know, how much it affects us, right? They don't care. They like Officer Matabar brought out, they care more about animals, man, than they do us, man. I did want to read this real quick. Job 12 and 7, right? It says, but ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee. Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee, and the fishes of the sea, and they shall declare unto thee. Who knoweth not in all these that the hand of the Lord hath wrought this? And whose hand is the soul of every living thing and the breath of all mankind? Salakia. Right. Of course, you ask the animals and the creatures, they'll tell you that the white man is the devil, man. You understand that Esau is he's the reason for all of this, man, and how much he affects the planet, man. You know? Orale, we got Batak, you know, Trooper Batak up here. Hey, Shalaka the APXGFX is, you know, put LMFAO. He said real quick, Officer Kamadai. He also said, got to throw up the prayers to free up the internet waves. But you know, like that shows you the difference in treatment, man. But you know that's your key to wake up, man. To know that, you know, you can't vote your problems away. You can't, you know, participate in the city and think that that's gonna change the way America views us, the way this oppressor views us, man. And then you can't believe that when disaster hits, you know, that 911 will have your back, that, you know, the government officials are going to make everything right, man. What you should do is turn to the Most High, man. And the way you turn to the Most High, we can teach you here in the ISUPK under Commanding Juliana. But go ahead.
No, you got it, Kana. I mean, Officer Matabar, sir, you got any closing statements, sir?
I just want to say, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. So what these brothers were bringing out be heavy, man. So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the ISUPK, you know, Mexico, what is it, Hollywood, all these ISUPK channels. Y'all need to be liking, sharing, subscribe. And come to class, pay attention. Clean yourself up, pay attention. Come into the class. You might not agree at the beginning, but in the end, I guarantee you won't agree.
Damn right.
Damn right. With that, if any other brother doesn't have anything to bring out, man, I'm gonna close out the show, man. We kind of, you know, we did a late night 3-hour show. Good night. You know, but Salaki, you know, the water for everyone tuning in, man. You know, the water to y'all brothers for joining me, man. This is another episode of the Inconvenient Truth, man. We called it America After Dark. You're seeing the Mosque shooting, the White House threat, and the chemical leak and oil spill, you know, and how it's affecting. Basically, all this ties back to white supremacy, right? Or let me get more technical, right? All this ties back to this oppressor, man. Romans 13:11 says, for now it is high time to awake out of sleep, man. Oh, orale, man. Look, we got Lucky Socks in here, Officer Kamada. He said, Lucky Sock says, is their book about identity theft part of colonialism? Is there a name of the book? Let me know. Are you asking, is there a book about identity theft, part of colonialism? Is there a name of the book?
So, like, yeah, I can give you a scripture. I can give you where you go if you want to know about identity theft. What the scripture say? They changed the face of the judges thereof.
Right.
Yeah, kind.
I mean, identity crisis. I don't know what Lucky Socks is. He says, I mean, identity crisis. You want to elaborate more your question or your opinion, Lucky Socks? If not, man, because we're already late, man. We trying to, we got to get up out of here. But you know what? You can either DM us or you can, tune into the next show. This another episode. Lord Allah, we'll be back at it again next week. We are in the works, right? Just a heads up for everyone. We are in the works right now to setting up a set date and time for this show, so that y'all can tune in and it won't be no more late night. I mean, we'll probably still do late night shows. Don't get me wrong, but we want to set it more to a more earlier time for more people to tune in and get the message out to everyone. Okay, so the question, Lucky Socks, you have is you're just asking, you're saying, I mean, they take away your identity. That is a part of colonialism, right? Yeah, it is. It is a part of colonialism to take away your identity, to take away your culture, your heritage, your language, and then to torture you and terrorize you so that you fear them and never stand up.
Damn right. Like you said, shit. It's 5:18 by me, so I'll be hanging in there with y'all brothers.
One time class.
For Lucky Socks, I got a scripture for you, right? It's Deuteronomy 28 and 48 through 50, right? Those three scriptures, those three verses right there, let it be known, man. I'm gonna read them real quick. I'm gonna close out with them.
If I could, I got a scripture that now.
Orale. Go ahead.
Hey, Salaki, if I can too, and I just want to say one more thing before you get the scripture, Public Show. This is real brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? This show brotherhood. Like I just said, what is 5:18 by me? What is like 3 something by y'all?
3:19.
It's 5:19 by me. And this goes to how strong our hood is when you and I SUPK. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't no light work. This ain't no light duty. We got brotherhood. We share this. Where you at? You got brothers in the ISUPK. But that's all I was like.
Right. Okay, so Lucky Socks, it's right here. I think Officer Commodore also has a scripture for you. I'm going to read it. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 48. It says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So you want to talk? So this oppressor has destroyed us, has put us to where we're in. We got to go to them for thirst. In our thirst, in our hunger, in our nakedness, in our want of all things, we have to go to them. And in us needing that, they put a yoke of iron upon us, put us under their slavery, under their captivity, right? And then it says, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Now I got a question for you, Lucky. What nation was that came from let me re-ask it. From where did the Europeans come from? The Europeans came from far. They came from the other end of the earth. What is the symbol of Spain, or was the symbol of Spain, of Germany, of Italy, of America today? The eagle. When your indigenous ancestors encountered the conquistadors, right? Did they not speak a nation that they did not understand? So that's a clue right there, And then, right, in verse 50, it says, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. So you talk about, they took people's identities away and tortured people, right? It didn't matter whether you were older, you're a kid. They tortured you and took your identity away, man, and did all types of atrocities. That's one, right? That's right there is telling you about the Europeans, right, and who they are. Europeans come from Europe. You're correct. That's exactly where they come from the other end of the earth. Go ahead, Officer Kamada. What was the scripture you wanted me to bring out?
First, I want to say this, man, that if you are offended by the truth, good. We have done our job. But I wanted to get Revelations 3:9 because Christ knew the truth.
Right.
If you could get that when you get a chance, more like mine. Revelations 3:9.
2:9 or 3:9? 2:9 or 3:9, sir?
3:9.
Okay.
3.
Tres. This is the book of Revelation,
Yeah,
chapter 3,
tres.
verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie.
Now, hold on right there. Hold on right there. Now, Christ said that he will make them of the synagogue of Satan. Who goes and worships at the synagogue? The people, the house of Satan, the imposters.
Right.
Right. And then you also have the oppressor. He claims to be everybody on earth. You understand? Right. But there's a people who claims to be the chosen people. You understand? And Christ said that he will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews. Now, the word Jews has context, right? You have the tribe of Judah, which are the so-called Negroes. You have the southern kingdom, which is made of 2.5 tribes. And then you have the Jews, which is a collective of the 12 tribes. Christ knew that they would say they are Jews, but are not. Go ahead, Carnal. But what?
But do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
Right? Now, that is identity theft right there. They claim to be God's chosen people. They claim to be so-called Negroes, who are the real Jews. They claim to be the Levites, who are the so-called Haitians. You understand? They claim to be God's chosen people, which are the nation of Israel. But do lie. And behold, he will come. So like I will make them to come and worship before thy feet. Now, this is happening in real time. When we go out to camp, we have the oppressor who is an imposter. They come before our feet and they bow to the real chosen people of God, the children of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the real descendants of the biblical Israelites. You understand? And so like let me get this. So like to worship before our feet and to know that I have loved thee.
Right.
Christ died for his people because he loves his people. The Christian church makes you believe that God died, so like that Christ died for everybody, that God loves everybody. That is a lie. There's only one people that the Most High loves, and his son loves the same people. And he comes out of that nation, the nation of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to go into books. Now we have the records in the school.
Right.
You know, get an all black and become a student, and you're gonna learn. You understand? But our main records is this Bible. This is our Constitution. This is our history book. This, you're not gonna find better records that exist but the Bible.
Right.
You understand? And the Bible said that these people are imposters. They stole our identity. right, to that brother's question. But yeah, carnal, if you want to you know, so like end the podcast and anything else, so like Adawan Matabar, you want to say something, sir? Close it out.
Hey, the water for y'all having me up here, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Most
man,
High Christ,
amen.
sir.
The water to you, sir. No, the water for joining us. All right. Well, Salakia Raza was Salakia Canales y Mujeres. That's another episode of The Inconvenient Truth. Lord Allah will be back at it again next week. Once again, man, we're working on setting that set time and schedule, man, so y'all know when to find us and know when we go live, and y'all can tune in automatically and no longer be waiting in suspense, man. But with that, man, I want to say Yahaba Shim Sharab to the Canales, Yahaba Shema Luta Bashim Yahshad the Mujeres. You know, this is The Inconvenient Truth 1969. Like, share, and subscribe, comment. You can contact us, you know, via email, The Inconvenient Truth 1969 at gmail.com. You can follow all our social media platforms. We're on Twitter X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Discord. What's the other one? Twitch. The Inconvenient Truth 1969. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, I'll be trying to get y'all to come up on our Saturday night podcast. I'll be hitting you up, Malak.
Oh, God, that's a lot. You said that. I didn't even know you was hitting me up.
Yeah, I think you sent me your number.
Yeah, Khan. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be trying to get y'all to come up on our Saturday night podcast. You know, we do our podcast from 9 o'clock Central Time.
Most High Christ.
So I'll be trying to get y'all to come up. Anytime y'all want to come up, y'all welcome to come up. You know what I'm saying? We just did one this Saturday night with the brother out there in South Carolina, the Shaw and them. So, like, we do the podcast, you know. Just let me know if y'all want to come up.
Come, most definitely, absolutely will, sir. The water for letting me know.
Damn right.
Come. Was there anything else you wanted to say, sir? Did you want to plug in? Go ahead and plug in your podcast real quick. I don't want.
ISUPK Louisiana is the YouTube page. I mean, yeah, the YouTube page. It's UPK for the Record Podcast. Saturday nights, 9 o'clock Central. You know what I'm saying? We be going in.
Damn right. Definitely gonna tune in,
so
sir.
If I could too, I'll be catching y'all on. I'll be catching y'all on TikTok. I was gonna say if you want to plug the channel for the TikTok.
It's ISUPK Louisiana.
I think last night I seen.
You talking about Saturday night?
Was it on? Was that the podcast you were talking about?
Yeah, it's the podcast.
I know. Last night,
it's the podcast. We were on TikTok at the same time. So the TikTok page is ISUPK Louisiana the Boot. You know, if you want to like, share, subscribe, whatever. Like I say, I like y'all brothers to come up on our podcast too. Anytime y'all got available or anything, you know, y'all welcome.
We'll be there, sir.
The water, sir, for the invitation.
The water, sir. But all right, I mean, that was it. The water once again. We'll be back at it again next week. Gracias, Canales y Mujeres. With that, I want to say shalom.
Put me to work, man. You know what I'm saying?
Here, man, with Tabuan, sir, and why he working, we were interviewing. Let's get it. What's going on, Tabuan? How's it going? Look busy.
The Walker Bar put me to work, man. You know what I'm saying? Per usual. Out here feeding the people like Christ commanded.
Right.
ISUPK on the Commander Junior Hana, the home of the truth.
Where you from? And where you from? And how far did you drive today?
Shoot, I'm from Los Angeles, but it's a nice drive. We got here about 10 a.m. Hamburger, 2 hamburgers, please. And then, shoot, we out here doing the work of the Lord, man. You can see it's turning out real well, making sure the Lord get his glory, man.
For sure, man. Here, man, with Tabuan, sir, and why he working. We were interviewing. Let's get it. What's going on, Tabuan? How's it going? Look busy.
The Walker Bar put me to work, man. You know what I'm saying? Per usual, out here feeding the people like Christ commanded.
Right.
ISUPK under Commander Junior Hana, the home of the truth.
Where you from? And where you from? And how far did you drive today?
Shoot, I'm from Los Angeles, but it's a nice drive. We got here about 10 a.m. Hamburger, 2 hamburgers, please. And then, shoot, we out here doing the work of the Lord, man. You can see it's turning out real well, making sure the Lord get his glory, man.
For sure, man. Here, man, with
Jehová, tu Dios, te ha escogido para hacerle un pueblo especial. Jehová, tu Dios, te ha escogido para hacerle un pueblo especial. Un pueblo. No está hablando de los chinos, no está hablando de los árabes, no está hablando de los japoneses, de nosotros. Nosotros somos la gente más odiada en este mundo, más odiada. Y toda la gente de Dios